Turn that off for a minute. So everybody gets in here. It's going to go on charge. Everybody a few minutes to get in. Sewer Dog, I see you there, brother. Giving everybody a few minutes to get in. Took me a little bit to get my channel going. Give me 1 second there, Sewer.
And she got herself all worked up. She says, I'm all worked up now.
I know you said ladies' night, brother, but I wanted to jump on here and say, hey, and please, brother, be safe out there rolling around. It is fucking crazy. Pardon my French, y'all, but man, they burnt Atlanta last night, bro.
Yeah, I definitely hear you there, but Ladies' Night is definitely not the correct title. Sorry about that. This is a you're welcome to be here. Period, because this is a what's happened. That's exactly what this channel is about tonight. Is what's going on today.
Well, I'll even give you a little more information, brother. It has now moved north from Atlanta to Ackworth and Cartersville, where I live. And of course, my family's safe. We out here in the country, and that's the way it's going to stay. They come walking down this motherfucking road over here, starting stupid shit. They may get met with some unfortunate accident. That's all I got to say.
I hear you, brother. Definitely. That's what this conversation is about tonight. It's all the stupidity that's going on right now, and how, you know, everybody's just being stupid and creating a situation.
Well, I mean, dude, I'm all for protesting. And you know, you probably heard me say it several times, Jim. Hang on just 1 second. I'm gonna black out my camera for a minute.
You're good, brother.
But you've heard me say it before. I don't give a shit what color your skin is. What matters to me is what kind of a human being you are. And I'm all for protesting, and that's all good, and it needs to be protest. You know, this it actually does, because that wasn't anything but fucking wrong, and I don't get it. I prayed about it, but I think some of the people need to just think before they act. You know, I mean, I understand y'all pissed off. I'm pissed off about it too. Very pissed off. You know, I don't like no dirty ass motherfucker supposed to have authority over me. Bullshit. The authority over my ass died when my mama and papa left this shitty ass fucking world.
Yep.
So they ain't gonna say for my safety. No, for my safety, you stay the fuck away from me, man, or I'm gonna light you up.
No doubt. No doubt. I've been saying the same thing. I've even been telling friends, you know, get them guns out, load them up with ammo, because when the shit comes down your neighborhood, you want to be ready.
Well, let's just say they're all loaded around here. That's all I'm going to say.
They're always loaded.
You know, yeah, they're always loaded, but they're really fucking loaded tonight.
Property, it's on.
And I even got a new friend. Yeah, Sewer Dog made a new friend, bro. You believe that?
Sewer dog, you can
And
always make friends, man.
he's a younger kid. He's hell. I've got kids older than him. I think he said he's like 20, 28, something like that. But anyhow, he's a
That
good
ain't too
kid, man.
young. That's not too bad. He learns a
You
little
know,
something from it.
well, he's got a good head on his shoulders. You know, he had a good upbringing. His mama and daddy would have whooped that motherfucking ass he fucked up. You know, did something stupid.
Mm-hmm.
But anyhow, my new friend's got an AR. And, everybody nowadays has been calling me Papa. No, nobody calls me Sewer anymore. They call me Papa. Why? I don't know. And I don't care. I am a Papa and it don't bother me a bit.
Right.
So he says, Papa, he said, it ain't got no frillies on it. I said, oh, you got some that got old iron sights on it? And he said, yeah. I said, bring that over one weekend, Bubba. I said, you let Papa shoot that? He said, well, hell yeah, we'll bust some fucking shit up. I was like, right on. So I'm gonna see what I can do with OAR with some iron sights on it. I'm pretty sure I ain't forgot.
Well, there ain't nothing wrong with your eyesight. Your eyesight ain't gonna bother you at all.
Well, I'm sorry, Jim. You sounded like a robot there for a minute.
Yeah, probably because I'm moving around, I should say. If you ain't got nothing wrong with the eyesight, you shouldn't have a problem with the AR.
Well, I don't see as good as I used to, but I'm pretty sure if I see you, something very, very, you know, well, let's just say it'll get hit. Whatever I see will get hit. I'll put it that way.
Right.
So anyhow, how's the family, bro? Family doing okay?
Hey, healthy as ever, brother.
Awesome. Awesome. You know, I pray for y'all every night, man. Especially you out there running up and down the daggone roads and shit, hauling what we need to be hauled. I'm kind of worry about your old butt.
I appreciate that.
Well, you're my brother, man. I mean, look what you did for my kid. You put a big ass smile on that boy's face, and I've never forgot that, Jim, and I never will. And when I see you, you're gonna get repaid one way or the other for that.
Brother, you ain't gotta do nothing but have that grill going, man.
Well, I'm just saying, brother, that you know you made that little feller happy that day, boy, and he played with it, played the hell out of it while we still up in Indiana. He ain't got to play with it since we've been down here, but Mama Sita found it, and you know, I still got my stuff stored in this shed back here behind me. But maybe by, I'm gonna say close to Thanksgiving, I'll be having my own spot.
Oh,
if everything goes right. If I could ever get my damn tax check from the government, sons of bitches. I have still yet to receive my damn tax check.
Oh, you're
yeah, for what I work for, brother. For what I work for, and I filed taxes. Them sons of bitches ain't never sent me my fucking tax check yet.
Have you checked on it?
Yeah, there ain't nobody in there.
Did they tell you? Did they give you a reason why? Did they give you a reason why it has not been done yet?
IRS is shut off. There ain't nobody that works there.
No, it was put in review.
Yeah, they wanted to review it. Well, what the hell does my old mother fucking ass do?
And it's a 60 days.
Thank you, sir, dog. For what? For what,
That's my
Miss Dawn?
That's my wife. She's saying thank you for the peace to the family.
Oh, no problem, Mrs. Trucker. No problem. Y'all got that, man. Y'all my brothers and sisters. That's just the way I was raised. My pappy told me, he told me one time, he said, hey, you see that fella right over there? Well, hell, I didn't know his feller. And my pappy didn't know his feller. Kind of younger cat, but older than me. I was young. He said, you know that man right there's your brother. I looked at my pappy and I'm like, well, you mean that's your son too? I got a brother? He's like, no, we're all God's children. That's your
Right.
brother. And well, like I said, I was raised the Southern way, man. The old man had two things. And this is it, Jim. Look at here, buddy. Said you got love and you got respect. And by God, you'll have both of them if I got anything to say about it, boy. I said, yes, sir. I knew better. Yes, ma'am.
You can't see the chat, but
yeah, they need to do a review.
They wanted to do a review, so I had to give them 60 days. Well, that was the 20th of April. 20th of April. Where my damn money?
They never keep their word. Me and the wife can guarantee that 100%.
You know what, brother? My pappy, he told me, boy, if you owe the government one dime, they'll spend $10 million to get that damn dime from you. He said, so be careful what you do. Be careful what you do, boy. So, I don't know. I may not be politically correct to most people, but most Southern man, and I just, I believe the way I got brought up, and if they don't like it, I don't care. I'm not going to lose no sleep over somebody not liking me. Hell, I ain't been liked before. Sometimes I don't even like my damn self. But, what are you going to say? A friend of mine used to say, when things get going bad, he said, what you do, you just throw your hands up in the air and say, what the fuck?
No doubt.
Cheers, brother. Sorry. It's Saturday, and I got to have a couple of drinks of whiskey because I got to work tomorrow.
It don't make you drunk to have a little refresher.
No, but I have been a drunk in my life. Alcoholic. I am. I'm an alcoholic. I'll just say it plain and simple. I am. But
here, the wife wanted me to tell you something.
Okay.
Right there.
You got to stay on. Well, I can't read it, Jim. Read it for me, buddy.
You got to stay on the IRS, or you will be waiting a lifetime.
Oh yeah, I believe that, ma'am. You bet your butt, I believe that. Yes.
Hello, Bubba Chambers. Bubba in the house, sewer.
My big little brother.
We're gonna put him. We're gonna put a link in there. So
come on up here, Bubba. Come on up here. Let me see you today. I need to see my brother. What's she saying? Jim, I'm looking on my phone. So,
I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it. It says, no, when things get bad, you hit your knees because God can do more in seconds than you can do in your entire lifetime.
Well, I believe that, man, and I say my prayers. I say my prayers before I go to bed, and I say my prayers when God grants me the two gifts of all time, the way I see it. He lets me open both of my eyes and I can see. So, yes, ma'am, I'm a God-fearing man. Always have been all my life. Now, I may not have acted that way, and I'm still an asshole. I'm still a prick.
Yeah, I was born an asshole and just bigger.
But this is the way I see things, and this is the way I was taught. God sees everything. God sees all. He knows what you're about in your heart.
Well, little big bro,
You can't lie to God. He knows when you're telling a fucking lie. So he sees in your heart.
Little big bro.
If he knows your heart is true, then that's the way it's going to end. And that's the way I was brought up to believe. So I say my prayers and I try to be civil to people. But if people come at me with an attitude, I tell them go pound stand up their ass and yell at some other motherfucker because I'm not that guy.
Right.
Well, little big bro, just like me, we was born an asshole. We just grew bigger.
Yes, sir. We totally did.
I just forgot to stop growing.
Yeah, you just forgot to stop growing, and I guess I stunted my growth with these something. Because, you know, uh-oh.
Yeah, I stunted my growth too, man. These things affected me bad. Did sewer freeze? I shocked his phone so much by lighting a cigarette on camera, he freaked out.
.com. Oh, what happened? Sewer froze. So I got 2 sewers now. There we go.
Oh. How you doing, .com? Welcome back.
I don't think you have any audio. Oh, your mic is muted, Sewer.
You're muted, brother.
There he goes. Oh,
there you go.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
What is this? A Verizon commercial?
Hello, .com.
Hear me now. Hey, can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you. I see you out on the highways all the time.
Well, then, my God, please, y'all, slow down in the work zone.
Well, they have no choice when they behind you, like I said before.
Start playing some Willie Nelson. You're in Georgia. People will stop for Willie Nelson.
Yeah, but see, that's just it, Bubba. I keep it in a ponytail.
Get the guitar out.
If you know, if I let it down one day and put a cowboy hat on, people would probably stop and say, "Are you Willie?" No, that's my uncle. People say I look just like him. What y'all think?
Well, you got to remember, even Willie got hit singing on the road again.
Yeah,
I couldn't help it. I had to.
That's all right, brother. That's all right. So, are you good? Are y'all good down in Griffin? Are they protesting down there, bro?
There ain't nothing going on here.
Well, they burnt Atlanta last night, and it is
Peachy Riders. Peachy Riders at the protest in Atlanta right now.
Well, it's on its way north. It's going to hit Ackworth, and it's going to come to Cartersville. I'm staying my ass in the country, and if they come out here fucking around, they in trouble.
You know, I understand having a protest, and this is part of the discussion tonight. I understand having a protest, but, you know, going into the violence, they're asking for the trouble that they're going to get.
Mm-hmm. That's what I said a while ago, Jim. You know, some of the people are not thinking before they act. That's you know, right? Yeah, as Mr. Seward says, they're criminalizing themselves. Just y'all think we can all gather and protest as long as we do it peacefully, and you know, staying within the confines of the fucking law. Yes, we're free, but you know, laws are set in place and we got to go by it. I ain't never been much one to want to follow the rules. They just don't catch me doing dirt. But
the biggest part about this is they're all doing it in the big.
That's like Jim. You're probably gonna get this shut down, you know, because you know, sure, I really don't give a shit and don't give a fuck what YouTube thinks anyway. And I know you ain't supposed to drink. Well, too fucking bad, man. I got to drink.
Well, we're all 18 or over.
Oh, God, I'm not right. I'm 58 fucking years old. If I want to take a drink, guess what?
Why are you drinking all my booze, man?
Why ain't you up here helping me? Oh, okay. Here, look. I'm gonna show you this one.
Jim Beam Apple.
And then I'm gonna show you this one.
Mama dog, you ain't supposed to give him all my damn booze. That's tequila.
Oh dang!
Mine.
Look, she gonna take it.
Well, I can't drink it straight, and I'm gonna say this on YouTube because it's sewer, you know, and or as some people are calling me now, everybody's calling me Papa.
Well, see, I started out drinking my tequila straight, but after a bottle and a half, I think it's more sideways.
Well, but I can't drink it straight. I'm not allowed to drink it straight. I have to drink it in like margaritas or tequila sunrise or Long Island iced tea. When Sewer Dog drinks tequila straight out the bottle, I get to giggling. All right, and the more I giggle, the more clothes start coming off. I take off everything but my socks and my fucking tennis shoes, and then I run down the street naked.
See, now you know why you're my brother, because I do the same thing.
When Mama is dragging you into the bedroom because you're ready.
But see, I can sit around and drink this beam all night long. You know, I mean, well, I can't deny it because I got work tomorrow, but that's all right. You know, I get to go sit in the truck for 9-10 hours and watch a road close sign and a detour and an arrow board pointing to the right.
That way. Slow down.
While you're sitting there drinking with Mama, remind her my comment on how to hold her liquor.
She can hear you, Bubba, so how about
it? Mama, just remember how you hold your liquors by the ears.
Why
I knew you were going there.
Shit. Sorry, Jim.
You knew I was going to say it. You knew I was going to say it.
Yeah, but did you think you embarrassed somebody?
Not
you
me.
can't embarrass the sewer dog, bro. My mom's in the gutter. I live in the gutter. I live in the sewer. I'm a sewer dog. Seen it all, done it all.
Right.
Had a ball.
No, I paid enough child support to prove I done them all.
Me too. Look, Mama's having some Fireball.
Oh, that's messed up. That was mean.
What?
Well, we're just having a couple drinks together. We didn't get to.
That was mean.
You want to drink?
That's mean. She said no and drank it.
She said, no, I'm going to drink it for you.
Well, I thought she loved me. That's messed up.
It's just a little bottle.
She does love you, Bubba.
It's just a little bottle.
No, I mean, damn, you're a brother-in-law. You got to love her.
I know what she's doing. She's drinking it to save me the problems of having to drink it later. You're looking out for my best interest.
Mm-hmm.
She's hiding the private stash.
So when the moonshine gets here, I'll do that for you. I'll drink it all, and you can watch.
Hey, he's making some apple pie.
You know, you just saved your liver, brother.
My liver. I lost that in a divorce.
S&S is making another flavor. He's making some apple pie.
Oh, I want some. I've had it. I've tried it, and I want some more. But sure, want whole quart this time by myself. Get the fuck on. Just give me a cool jar. We're gonna be sipping some shine, having some
Look at
fun.
my mind going to town. Put that link up there.
I made that joke, and I forgot Mama Gnome was down in chat.
There's Mama Gnome in here. Hi, Mama Gnome. How are
Yeah,
you?
we have
Yeah, Mama Gnome's in there, and I forgot.
Dude, how many people's in here with us? Here I am up here acting a goddamn fool.
We got Stop By Bry, MamaGnome.com. Dawn.
Marie.
That's the ones I see typing. I can't see the grand total.
I mean, it's telling me there's only 2 in there, but we see 4 in the chat and us 3 on the panel.
Well, hello to everybody in here, and hello to everybody that's going to watch this later on.
And I sent out the invites to everybody, but
I actually got a bell from you this time. I haven't been getting bells from nobody. I
Well,
get to
Jim-
see it in the after fact, and it just pisses me off.
Jim caught me off guard because he told me 9 o'clock.
8 o'clock, New York time. 8. New York.
It's 8:36.
Yeah, it took me a little while to get the stream going. Sunset Creations.
I thought you said 9.
Howdy, howdy.
Uh-oh, Miss Dinah's here. I definitely got to behave.
Oh, I've just had a tragedy, y'all.
Uh-oh,
Spilled the booze.
the good
I've
stuff
just had a
too.
tragedy.
Yeah.
I spilled my whiskey.
Mama Sewer, get him.
That's alcohol abuse.
I'll have you know, mister, I have never abused alcohol.
You just spilled it. You abused it.
That was just a tip for the fellas that have left.
Actually, this is the culprit that did it.
Oh, you can spill that anytime.
No, it fell over, hit the bottle of liquor, and like a big dumbass that I am sometimes, I didn't put the damn lid on it.
Well, the Coca-Cola's probably jealous because Jim Beam ain't in it.
Well, Mama knows.
I don't. Very rarely will I do that. I got to be in the mood, brother, to mix my bean and Coke together. But I tried.
The only way I mix my drink is when I put Jack Daniels and Jim Beam together. That's the only way I mix them.
Oh, Jesus
Ooh,
Christ, man.
white lightning.
You use fucking biker through and through, you damn biker trash.
Oh boy, gotta love it.
You know I love you, Bubba.
I know, and I need your help at the cookout. I got people threatening to wax my legs.
Oh, Mama Sewer said she wants to see that happen.
Tell
So-
Mama I will say please if she will protect me.
I'm gonna start selling raffle tickets.
I'm gonna be right there with you, sell raffle tickets.
Oh, she said she's going to be right along with Jim the trucker selling raffle tickets to that shit.
This is not helping the cause.
Well, I tell you what, bro. I tell you what.
Here's the thing. Selling raffle tickets, that means money. Well, therefore.
Yeah, but it's money at my leg hair expense.
I never said I wouldn't split the money with you.
She never said she wouldn't split the money with you.
Well,
Okay, I want $1 per hair that comes out.
No, that ain't happening, Jack. That ain't happening. We ain't got that many goddamn people coming.
Keep it up and we'll talk.
And why did you go and do this, Bubba? Why did you go and start that?
Because we love you, brother.
Yeah.
We love you, and we're bringing the family together. And that is right.
Hell, y'all don't love me that much. Come on now. I know what I do. What did I do?
You're super dog.
Whoa, who the hell was I going to be? Donald Trump?
No, you got more hair than he does. You got more hair than he does.
No, don't even start that shit, Bubba. Sewer dog for president shit. There ain't no motherfucking way. No motherfucking way, because they would not like me.
Okay.
I would tell you, fuck you. You don't like it, go pound sand up your ass. Now, all the little people out here that actually make the motherfucking country, guess what, all you rich son bitches? You gonna come up off some of that motherfucking dough you got. Or me and about 35 of my motherfucking real close brothers are gonna come take and visit you. And I ain't talking no CIA. I don't need them pussy ass motherfuckers. I'm taking my brothers with me. Them's the ones I know got my back. Simple as that. I don't want to be president though, so fuck that. I mean, I love you, brother, and I'm glad you think that maybe Stewart might be a good president, but nah, I don't want the job, all right? I'm happy out here telling people to slow the fuck down in the work zone. Because all my guys up here that are on the machines, paving the roads or milling the roads, you know, they all will go home and see their kids.
Okay, I'll work in agreement with you. Are you ready?
I don't know, brother.
We got Country Boy News going to run for president in 2024. So we'll get you to be his VP.
That ain't happening either. I ain't being no VP. Fuck that. Now we talking about motorcycle club. I'll be a VP of that. Other than that, nah. But
you can,
wait a minute.
You can ride. You can ride a motorcycle.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold the phone. Yes, Uncle Hawk. I'm sorry, brother. Uncle Hawk reminded me of a promise I made him a long time ago because he told me, you're going to make me his promise or I'm going to beat the shit out of you. You'll never join a bike club. You'll always be a 1%er and ride with everybody. So, sorry.
He does know I ride.
Be a VP of that shit. So I just ride with everybody, man. I don't give a fuck what you ride.
He knows I blue colors.
But I can't ride anymore. I can't hold one up. And I don't want to break your heart, but I ain't riding no tricycle, man. I ain't too.
Hey, a bike's a bike. Your ass is on the seat and you're in the wind.
And I don't mean any disrespect in that, brother. So don't get mad at Sewer Dog.
Hey, I love my bike.
I know you do. And I'm head over heels that you're getting it running and getting it going because I want to see your ass pull up out here on it. That's what I want to see.
I'm working on it, brother. I'm working on it.
You need to come see me anyway. You need to come see me before all this.
I plan on it. I plan on it.
Okay, because we got some things to go look at and so we can get our people set up.
I know we got things to see and people to do. Wait, did I say that wrong?
Yeah, he caught that underwind. my mind. He had to pause on that for a minute. He's got it now.
Yeah. I meant people to see and things to do. That's what I meant to say.
There you go, brother.
That's what I thought I said.
Okay, so everybody that comes, I hope they don't squeeze me very hard because I hurt.
Don't forget to remind that young lady right there behind us. She still owes me hugs.
Why? What's your hug for?
The young lady right behind you still owes me hugs.
For what?
Because I'm a good brother.
Welcome, welcome.
You're an asshole. That's what you is.
Well, that's how I'm a good brother.
Great big asshole. That's what you is. What's up, PD? Come on, man. Jump back on in, brother.
Quit your whining, brother.
What you mean whining, motherfucker? Shit. Uh-oh.
I saw you drinking that shit. There's no way you're feeling any pain.
Hey, listen, I have really got to go, and it ain't got nothing to do because I've had a few shots, but I'm actually done. I need to plug my phone in or it's gonna die, and then y'all just be thinking I just left and didn't. So I need to plug this in.
Love you. Not a problem, brother. We all love you, and we're glad to see you here.
Well,
I got a hug waiting on you, brother, and I got about 10 or 20 for Mama.
All right, Jim, how long you gonna be? You gonna be on a while?
We're gonna be on here a little bit. We about to get in the conversation.
All right, brother. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and shut this down, plug it in, and I'll just charge it up, and I'll jump back on here in just a little bit, and I hope I catch y'all.
All right.
Sure, my family, we love y'all, man, and you pray for each and every one of you tonight.
Yours, brother.
Y'all be safe and have a blessed evening, but I will be back. That's a promise. I will be back.
We're here.
I'll be back.
I want to spread some laughter, and I've been told that I should be a comedian. Well, hell, there's 50,000 of them some bitches out of work. At least I got a job, so I'll just go ahead and flag traffic and be a comedian of the road.
Well, just remember one thing: Sewer Dog for president.
No, Bubba, no. I love you. Peace.
Hey.
Peace, brother.
See you, brother.
All right.
See, we got S&S down in chat that's going to be a mayor. We got to make Sewer Dog the president.
Now, to all you Americans out there, even if you're not on my stream right now, I'm still going to put this out there because I do have family out there that will be enjoying to share. These Americans out there who are out there creating mayhem, loot, destroying people's property, you are giving the government exactly what they want. A reason to call martial law. And when they do that, you might have to forget it. Because when they bring in the actual military, and I ain't talking about the National Guard or the state National Guard, I'm talking about the actual military. The military is under orders to shoot first and ask questions later. Well, I guess there won't be no questions because dead people can't talk. You need to wake up, do things the right way, and stop going after all this mayhem. It is a chess game. They pushed you to do exactly what they wanted you to do, and you're all falling in line while they're passing bills, and you don't know what the bills are because you're not paying attention to them. That's my spiel. Anybody want to interject or have opinions or comments? You're more than welcome. I'm not out here to bash anybody. I'm not out here to make anybody feel like garbage.
I'll add one thing to it. Just in case anyone missed it, a peaceful protest does not include rioting and looting. That's when the cops get involved.
What's up, Momino?
Absolutely true. They're definitely not going to like the outcome. The outcome is going to be the power over the people.
Well, the famous yet somewhat not serious words that brings to mind is from Forrest Gump. Stupid is as stupid does.
No, you're absolutely right.
Makes a lot of sense in a lot of terms because I can come from where they're coming from with my sister being murdered many years ago, and it was by a black man. I had a problem with it. I had a real problem with it earlier on in life, and I was fortunate enough that I had a really good childhood friend of mine. Had the biggest afro I've ever seen, the darkest skin on a man I've ever seen. But he was one of my closest friends. And one day I met up with him a couple weeks after, and I called him all kinds of nasty names. You know, told him he's a piece of shit, did all that stuff, you know, that people do.
Mm-hmm.
And with one sentence, he changed my mind. He changed the way I thought about everything. And he called me by my name and he said, I didn't kill your sister. My color didn't kill your sister. My race did not kill your sister. A man murdered your sister. And he said, man, and then he said, one person.
Yeah, absolutely right.
It struck me like a bolt of lightning that day because it was like a light turning on. Like, God, man, he's right. The color didn't kill her. The race didn't kill her. It was one man that beat her to death. So from that point on, I said to myself, I'm going to change. I don't like the way I feel. I hate this hatred. And it was over from that point. Now, can I say I'm the fortunate one? Hell yes. I could have lived my life full of hatred because of that one hideous, disgusting, despicable act. But I take refuge in the fact that I know someday that two things are going to happen to that guy. One of the two things, I should say. One, he's going to burn in hell for all eternity. And he's going to suffer immensely. Or I'm going to leave it up to God, and he's going to say whether or not he spends all eternity in hell, burning, rotting, being tortured like he did to my sister, or he's going to forgive him. That's God. That's up to God. I'm not going to take that responsibility on. It's too big for me. It's too much for me. I'm going to allow him to do it. And from that day forward, I was truly free.
Yeah, I try to remind people, color doesn't do an action. The man or the person does the action. The color had nothing to do with it. It was just some asshole in the wrong place, wrong time, did the wrong deed.
That's absolutely correct, and that's where these people don't understand. First of all, I can understand having an issue. You know, you want justice, absolutely. You want to protest if you want justice. Also agree. But to carry it on like you're carrying it on day after day after day is not doing nothing except for bringing out the ones who want to make you hurt. They're going to get in the mix. They're going to create the problem, and it falls on everybody's head because of a couple of stupid people.
And how dumb do people got to realize there's undercover cops in those crowds. They're in those crowds to instigate. When they instigate it, it gives a reason for the cops in uniform to come in there.
And you're absolutely right, and it's a great point you made because I used to be a carny, and in a carnival for our games, we call them sticks. They're people that we hired at our local to come over, start playing the game. We'll throw a prize in their hand, make it look like they won, announce it all up and down the midway, and get more people to come in and play that game. It's called a stick, and that's exactly what the government is doing to all you people out there.
Well, it's just like Peachy Ryder. She's at a protest in Atlanta right now. And you can tell the undercover cops because every one of them is wearing a white armband. That way the real cops know which ones not to arrest.
They're definitely out there, or someone's out there doing something. I don't know if they're cops or not, but I assume that they probably are causing the trouble to make it warrant them calling in the National Guard doing this, because they know the people were going right up to the line, but they were not crossing that line. And they have to push it over the line in order to make it legal for them to do what they want. Morally, there's no such thing as being legal. Morally, they're completely wrong. They should just let the people get that frustration out without the violence. Let them scream. Let them do what they got to do. Let them get that frustration out. They got 2.5 months of sitting there doing absolutely nothing, not knowing where they're going to get their next meal, not knowing if they're going to have a job or a home or anything like that because of some virus. And all of a sudden, a person that they see murdered right in front of their eyes, it just set them ablaze. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, I honestly believe it may not have got to this point if we hadn't had 2.5 months in there. Now, would it have happened eventually? Yes, I believe it is going to happen. And I believe, and I hope that I'm wrong, and I hope that I can come on here and tell you guys I'm sorry I was wrong. But this is not over. This is not going to be over.
No, not for a while. But
we're just starting. It's just starting.
And .com, what you said, it is true, but it's not the total facts going on out there. See, this happened to this man, absolutely, by an angry cop who probably does not like African Americans, absolutely. But that is not the only murder by police in this world. There are police murdering people of all ethnics, races, color, creed, religions. White lady gets killed in her own basement, sleeping on her couch by a cop. Last night in California, a 70-year-old blind man gets shot 7 times, and they said he had a gun. You tell me how a blind man has a gun.
I think they're so used to, well, it's like anybody. If you're a chronic liar, you start to believe your own bullshit. And I believe that they're so used to and so interested in making arrests and doing all this and covering their ass because they're allowed to lie. They learn how to do it and they do it well. And I just think they're believing their own bullshit.
What's up, guys?
What's up, Bob?
Speed.
Not much. Figured I'd jump on here and see what you cats are into.
And .com, I got an answer for you. I truly respect what you said. And I'm one of those people, I am Cherokee and Irish. And all my life, I've heard my family raising hell and raising hell and raising hell, talking about how one half of my family was slaves and the other half of my family was slaughtered for their land. You know what? I wasn't alive when all that shit happened.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. All I can do is be proud of who I am.
And what
These
you
people have
become.
stolen everything, man. These criminals have manipulated and stolen everything from the American people and the people of the world.
And I've been saying that all day. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, see, we look at all these different avenues and we talk about all these avenues of what they've done, but nobody has took a step outside of the system and looked into the system and realized that they've taken everything. And it's all been on a false lie, on an illusion that these folks have some sort of authority over you. That all these people get to run around here in their feelings and make false accusations on people for benefits and profits. Anytime someone profits, someone must lose. That's just a fact, folks.
Well, Boss B,
And
they got to
these-
remember one thing. Even Jesus Christ was killed by the cops.
That's right. That's right.
Amen.
That's right. But see, you look at some of these protesters. Now, I agree with a lot of these protesters. But the ones down there knocking out windows and looting, I don't agree with you. I'm sorry. But
Yeah,
see, is there paid oppositions down there doing that? Because all of these corporations have, they have good insurance policies. But even more important than that, folks, look at all these people. So why would they be busting and looting windows? Because the minute they do that, that gives those people that think that they have this authority, it gives them that authority to act. To now start shooting you with rubber balls, right? Because now there's vandalism involved. Now there's violence, destruction. Now they can react. Did they pay somebody to come down there and start busting windows and looting?
I was mad as hell. They busted the damn windows at Waffle House.
Yeah.
Well, Waffle House, they're burning down Targets, they're burning down Domino's Pizza. What did them places ever do to them other than give them a service?
Right. And you see, our beef is not with those people. Our beef was with the politicians and the public officials that think that you're cattle to them.
Now, I explained this a little while ago on the panel, but I also explained it to a couple people offline personally on the phone. The government is playing a chess game with us. They are making
Yes,
the
they
small
are.
move to make you counteract so that they can get the master move that they need.
So to simplify that a little bit, they create the drama and the distortion, so that gives them the right to act because you're incompetent.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying?
Exactly.
When we go in there, like I had a couple officers, I had the cops called on me today, and I won't say too much about it because I'm sure somebody's listening. But I'll tell it just like I told the gentleman. I said, well, because I asked them who called. And they said, well, I can't tell you that, but I will tell you what so-and-so, right? So I said, okay, at that point, I'm going to need a copy of the incident report, and I'm going to need a copy of the case number. I said, because I'll find out who called. And then actually the person that did call stepped up and said, I called. I said, good. Thank you for your honesty, because you will be held accountable for your actions in the court of law. All up and say, are you threatening me? Threatening you? And I looked at that officer. I said, am I threatening him, officer? And he looks at him and he says, no, he just told you would be held accountable in the court of law. That's not a threat. I said, now you can put your feelings back in your pocket. Right? Now you can put your feelings, but you don't get to come and call the police on me and come down here and force me to have a conversation with you based on your feelings with your false accusations. You don't get to do that. See? They were seeking my energy, my attention, and forcing me into that. You don't
Right.
get to do that. You don't get to do that. But look what CPS does. Look what DSS does. Look what the police departments do. They come up to your window, all that intimidation tactics, right? You, hey, roll the window down. Put your hands up. They try to throw you off of your square.
I heard one of those
up on me today, Jim. I asked them when they rolled up on me today. I said, I'm kind of curious. You guys have a certification with a declaration of authority and a proper certification as a peace officer, or do you have a certification as a police officer to enforce policies, codes, rules, and regulations? Because they don't have no authority, only in the corporation. See there? I know nobody likes to talk about commerce, but unfortunately, it's part of the game.
It's education, brother. Education.
It is, and that's right. That's why you guys don't see me on YouTube anymore, man. Everybody likes to take and make a mockery of what you say and all of that stuff, and you know it's hard to lay this stuff down because there's so many different avenues to it. So many different aspects of our lives tie into this shit.
Well, 5 Speed, I'm going to look up the channel and I'm going to send it to you. I actually heard a cop tell somebody it was illegal for a civilian like you and me to use a flashlight.
He's running around operating on his feelings.
I can only say one thing about that gentleman. He wasn't very bright.
Right. That's right. That's right. But see, that's what's wrong, though. I mean, you look at it. They've destroyed the families. I mean, you just look what these people have done over generations on top of generations because they educated all of us in the education system. So the very people that were trying to manipulate us had full control of what they taught you. And they taught you how to be a good little slave. How to be a good little slave. Because they taught us all that.
Think about people like me. I'm left-handed. But in school, I wasn't allowed to be left-handed.
What?
You know,
the school system I went to tried to force me to be right-handed because I was not allowed to be left-handed.
You know, that's funny you say that because back when I was in school, it was the same damn thing. They wanted you to write with your right hand, whether it was your dominant hand or not.
See, that's right there. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right, right there. Someone else is trying to enforce their will upon you, telling you to do what they think you need to do instead of you being you.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? You can't use your left hand. You got to use. Where's that? Where's that at?
What law is that?
Yeah. Well, PD, you got some gray hair. You can't go in that restroom over there. All gray-haired men over here, please. Come on.
Right.
Really?
It's right in front of him.
Hey, 5 Speed, watch the shock look on Jim's face real quick.
So what's that?
Jim, the teachers that started that, where I wasn't allowed to be left-handed, I had to be right-handed, started in upstate New York.
Yep.
I believe it.
That's where I went to school. I went to school in an all-boys school, military academy.
Nothing against anybody, but you know, I think everybody probably knows now that I'm kind of rooted in my beliefs and faith and all of that stuff. And I think it's coming a very short time before that Bible Belt wakes up and whoops the shit out of some of those Northerners that think that their shit don't stink and they can run around here on their feelings. That's what I think. I think that Bible Belt's about to come off, which is the belt of truth and nothing but the truth. And some of these people are about to get their ass whooped.
You see what Miss Diana just said down there in chat?
I did not. I can't see the chat. I was born left-handed, and my grandmother made me right-handed. LOL. Well, see, that's totally different there because that's your elder.
Yeah, but many years ago, 5 Speed. If I remember correctly, I remember hearing that you know, in I don't know the 20s up to the like 50s or something like that. That if you were left-handed, you were considered like not necessarily retarded, but
Yeah, I
there
know
was
what you
something
mean.
wrong with you, and they
Yeah,
forced people to use the right, or the parents forced to use the right, so that they wouldn't think that that you were no good or you were defective or something like that. I think
yeah.
I'd look that up, but I almost remember hearing something about that.
Possibility. Some sign that they say that back then it may have been some kind of disability or something.
Yes, that you were something was
Yeah.
wrong with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
And see, look where we've got now. Take that instance right there, PD, because I know you're probably somewhere up around me, man. We're no spring chickens,
Hmm.
and look how much control our government has had over this to manipulate all of these little signs, like you're talking about way back when. See what I mean?
Yep.
And how society has socially conformed to one ideology. Well, I got news for you. That ideology don't come from your feelings, dude. We're taking that pacifier back.
It's crazy. I tell you, these. I don't know.
I remember hearing the preacher once saying being left-handed was a sin against God.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm telling you, I think it was because being left-handed was kind of
Really?
uh, out of the ordinary. I mean, 80% of the
Yeah,
people
out of the
in
ordinary. Yep.
the United States or in the world probably are right-handed or something. It's the left-handers that they were out. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I will give them credit because what they did helped me in the pool hall
Oh, I'm sorry.
because what they
Nah,
did helped me in the
I don't
pool
believe
hall because I started out shooting pool right-handed, and then when people put money up, I switched to the left hand.
Yeah, you were hustling, dude. You were hustling. I'm a fellow pool player, dude. I used to be pretty hot on a pool table years ago. You were hustling.
There's only one thing good my left hand is good for, and that's holding up in my right, and that's it. It's just
Yeah.
like, hey, my right hand goes and says, "Here, hold this, lefty."
Well, luckily, I can write my first name with one hand and my last name with the other hand at the same time.
You're absolutely right, Diana. You're absolutely right.
Oh man. So man, it's getting crazy all over, isn't it?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
It's
Everybody's
nuts.
carrying it away too far.
Yeah, I was down
Well,
in.
there was somebody, I forget who it was. Somebody showed a screenshot of what appeared to be a gentleman in some sort of police issued mask with a black umbrella busting the window at a Target down there.
Yeah, I've seen
Yep.
Now
that.
that guy, and they say, and there was.
But is he still there? Is he still there?
Oh, see, it's crazy.
Oh,
Yeah,
Who, me?
yeah. It
yeah.
sounded like you were going to say something else, and then you stopped. It could be that my mind just stopped listening.
Oh no! Just that somebody posted a video. I forget what channel it was. That there was a gentleman, and they got a screenshot of a gentleman that was there popping a window on a tall wall Target, and he had a gas mask on and had a black umbrella. So they knew that was the if that's the truth, then those cops knew who he was by that black umbrella.
Yeah, that's
You
what
see
I
what I
was.
mean?
Yeah, I seen that
I
one,
mean,
and that one
yeah.
kid was following him and trying to question him, and he just kept walking.
Yeah, now see, you gotta really think outside the box because these people have had control for decades, man. They've got all the tricks. They've been playing them for decades. And I'm sure people's aware that Trump just put out that executive order on the social medias.
What executive order?
He just put out an executive order. They can't be censoring this dude. They've got more reach, dude. Look at the reach that the social media platforms have. They have more reach than anybody, even mainstream media. They can censor, remove, alter, let you see what they want you to see. All kinds of stuff, man.
I'm
This is
glad you
deep, guys. This is deep. It's
And
deep.
he's saying that he's putting out an executive order they cannot do that.
Yeah,
I'm
they're
Correct.
glad
supposed to leave us
Well,
alone.
how he said it, how he
Does anybody know why he
referenced
really did it? Does anybody know why he
what
really did it?
Yeah, so that everyone would be on his side and he'd win the election again.
Not at all.
No.
No,
When he tweeted about the mayor in Miami from 1966, Reed said his quote: "If you loot, you get shot." Twitter locked
Took
him
it
out.
down. Yep.
Yeah, they locked him out. He couldn't do no more tweet.
see, I think
Yep.
the internet. I think the internet should be considered a public domain,
Absolutely.
and
I agree with you
any
100%.
platform such as YouTube or Facebook or anything like that goes into that becomes just like if you're on the sidewalk.
All gray-headed men must stand over here.
I was brought up on a panel yesterday, and somebody asked my opinion, so I gave it. I mean, we was over. Everybody knows him. Liam's Our Journey with Mama Liam. I was up on his panel last night, and people asked me some of my thoughts. So I told them, I said, the problem that we got is we're so far away from the reason why we got to doing this, we lost track of where we were. I got into this because I got something that I love, and I'm sure there would be other people out there that loved it too. So I started showing what I was doing so people could get some type of enjoyment out of it. You know, if people liked it, good. If they didn't, well, that's okay too. But we got so worried about trolling each other, we forgot what we were all here for. We all started this because we wanted to share something that we all loved about what we were doing.
Amen.
Yeah, it's been blown all the shit.
I mean, we got people like PD. He goes out, he drives a school bus. He's got that beautiful bike, you know.
But yeah, I think some of the bigger channels to add to that.
I mean, we got people out there that's
To add to
constitutional.
that.
We got people out there that's constitutionalist, like 5-Speed. I enjoyed his content. People started giving him shit, and you can see the minute 5-Speed started getting frustrated. You can see it in his face. You can hear it in his voice. But the
Well,
people
I think
still
it's just
kept on that.
frustration on my part because you know it's so easy to see if you step out and take a look at it, man. I
Well,
mean,
see-
it's apparent that it's not right.
5-Speed, as much as I've heard you say what you just said earlier, to this point, I still don't understand the whole idea about the commerce and all that. And hopefully someday I will understand it because I don't see. I think logically, or at least I try to. If something doesn't make sense to me it's bullshit. You know, it needs to be changed or it needs to be rewritten so honest, upstanding people understand it and it protects them from the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully someday I'll understand the whole thing of what you're saying because I really
Well,
believe that you believe in it and if it means that much to you that you try to get everybody to understand it, then it should be up to me as a person to try to understand it to know where he's coming from.
well, here's what I liked about 5-Speed. He'd sit up there and talk about it, but he also gave us the places to go look it up for ourselves, to decide for ourselves.
Did he? I probably wasn't on those streams. I don't know. I don't remember. We lost them. I hope I didn't
We
piss him
lost
off.
him.
Yeah, that's one thing I respected. He didn't try to force anything on us. He would take and talk to us about it and try to explain it. And then he'd say, you know what? You don't have to listen to me. Here's where you can go look it up for yourself.
Yeah,
Right. I think the only thing that really confuses people is the terminology because he's using the old terminology the way it was written.
Right.
Yeah, but see, I didn't understand it from the start, and he believes in it so much that I really want to understand where he's coming from, because then, when we're on a chat like this and everybody's, giving him a bunch of crap, I can say, look, dude, I read it. I studied it. He's right. You're wrong. And hopefully that he understood what I was trying to say. I hope he left because his phone died or something, not because I pissed him off. That
I
wasn't
think he
my
just got a
intent.
connection problem. He'll say something in chat once he gets back on.
Yeah. When I first got into doing this constitutional stuff, I knew freedom of speech, but I thought that was out of your mouth. It took me going to these channels and then me researching it myself off of what people told me, where I could read it for myself, that it wasn't just your mouth. It was your actions. It was being able to video. Because I didn't know you could do any of that shit. I thought it was just your mouth, because that's what I had always been told.
Yeah. Hey, there's 5 feet. He lagged.
He lagged out.
What does that mean?
His
He's
phone
driving.
lost internet connection.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Well, anyway,
It was
we'll
all
take a
good
quick
at 5 speed. That's what I was trying to get at.
for all the ladies and gentlemen out there. This is a short little intermission for me.
Yeah, I'll be right back. I need to get a drink and take my
I
medication.
am operating a new product. You see that right there? Tactical Force flashlight.
Oh yeah, check
See
it
what it
out.
says? Tactical Force stun gun.
But dude, that's against the law.
Comes in black, white. Let I back in here. Comes in black, white, and camo. It has high beam, low beam, and emergency flash. But for the ladies, it also has protection. Or men, doesn't matter.
That's Zappa.
It's 50,000 joules.
Shh. That's what Peachy
No, you
Ryder
didn't
has.
get it, brother. Gotta try again, my friend.
How much are they?
They're $125. They're rechargeable. Battery never comes out. It's a solid unit, water resistant, and it comes with its own pouch, own carrying case. Hooks right to your belt, and a recharging cord.
Mama knows she's got one of those in black.
Tony the Tyrant Hunter, what's up, brother?
During this commercial intermission, would you like to speak about what me and you
I
spoke
speed him
about
up
earlier?
the link up again. You didn't get in with that.
During this brief intermission, would you like to speak about what me and you spoke about on the phone earlier?
Well, we can add that into the next one, unless we want to get that out there now. We got a raffle that's going to be going on, and it's an open raffle to anybody who wants to get in. The two items that are going to be raffled is camcorder for the external shotgun mic. In other words, the camera can handle up to 128 gigabyte SD card. Compact, simple to use, Wi-Fi connecting, 1080 pixel, 4K.
And if anybody
Very
would like
nice.
to see it, we can bring S&S up here and he can show his wife's, because she has one.
Right. S&S Mimi has one, and the other one is going to be the I'm a little tongue-tied on my own items now. The gimbal, the Android iPhone gimbal. And S&S can show his Android iPhone gimbal, which is the same item, if anybody wants to see it. And the raffle is 3 tickets for $5. You will get an actual raffle ticket number. You will get an actual raffle ticket. All you need to do is apply to my email address. All right, I am a typer. this is my email address for that particular situation. I don't have items with me, but the items are already in hand and still sealed in their boxes. All right. Anybody else? I take we can have comments, conversation. You can come up if you want.
Hey guys, I'm back. I had to go take my medication.
All right.
Anybody, come on.
Okay, one last thing for the commercial break.
I think PD needs to get into that raffle because he needs that gimbal.
I missed that raffle because I had to go get my medication. What was that all about?
2 items we're raffling off, and the drawing will be on the 13th of next month at around 5 p.m. And the items are a camcorder with a shotgun microphone, 4K, 1080 pixel, can handle up to 128 gig memory card. And the other item is a gimbal for Android iPhone.
And how do I get into it?
And it will be actual raffle tickets. You get 3 for $5. They have actual numbers on them. All you need to do is, if you are interested, email me. I post the email in there. But of course, PD can call me. But I post the email in there, and then the $5 would have to be sent via to the PayPal.
So you said how many tickets for $5?
$5 for 3 tickets.
3 tickets, okay.
And Bubba's showing you the tickets right there in his hand.
I see you. I don't see anybody but you.
Oh, I'm sorry. And Bubba's still showing. I forgot I went on full screen. And my bad. I am so sorry. Sorry, Bubba.
There they are. On the 13th. That's on the what you call it?
You're in the cookout.
Yep.
Yep.
Exactly.
You gonna be there, Jim?
I am going to definitely do my best to be there.
Hopefully we can get down there. Because I can tell you right now, you haven't seen a riot yet. If I come down there and somebody frigs with my bike.
Right back. Damn phone's ringing.
Well, I think with all the cameras and all the auditors and cop watchers and everybody else is going to be down there, I don't think there's going to be a problem in the world, my brother.
I'm talking about like at the hotel.
Well, there's still going to be a lot of us there too, so I still don't think you're going to have a problem.
Where's everybody else staying?
The ones that live local in their house.
Well,
the ones
yeah,
coming down, most likely to the hotel.
Yeah, I think I've.
All right, did this show my volume?
Night Girl, okay. Welcome.
I believe.
Okay, I'm gonna have to drop down and come back up because I can't hear nothing.
You can't hear, but we can hear you. Okay, brother.
Yeah, we ain't had no choice to say that. He took off.
All right, he'll be right back.
I think.
Yeah, I got a phone call and it killed my volume.
Oh. Yeah, that happens to a few people, I've noticed.
Where is it? Bubba sent me. No, he sent it to me in the other thing. Let's see.
Oh, Night Girl coming on.
Who?
Night Girl.
Nike!
What's up?
Oh my God!
How you doing, honey?
Good. How are you guys?
Good.
Oh, look at that girl. She's looking fine. She's looking fine. A new set of truck tires.
Yeah.
I've already told her many times she looks good enough to eat.
I got some cherries. You want some of those? You can eat those.
We're talking some KFC, baby.
What's happening? What's happening?
Trying to find it.
Wait, what's that old school phrase there, PD? You look good enough to sop you up with a biscuit.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Well, I seen Trucker was live and he had a good panel. You know, I had to come in here. You know, I had to.
I try to always have a good panel, darling.
Yeah.
Well, everybody said it
And
was a good panel until I got here.
Bubba.
I got some very strong, powerful mods, so I don't worry about misfits.
Yeah. I sent you a message on Hangouts, Bubba.
Oh, okay. I'll go look.
You don't want to read it right now. You'll get sobby.
Now I gotta go look.
What's up, Mama Gnome? How you doing?
Where is it?
What you been up to, PD? I seen you out causing trouble today in Harrisburg.
I was trying, but I couldn't even get across the bridge.
Yeah, those bastards wouldn't even let you cross the bridge. Damn it!
I was gonna say, hey, look, guys, you know you're messing with my rights here.
Yeah, well, you know where that would have got you.
No place, because they
Let's
wouldn't.
try this again.
Shit.
Yep.
Looks like I may be staying at the. Where is it? The Hilton there?
Oh, he's staying in the classies.
Yeah, the Hilton Gardens in Carterville.
He's putting some more. He's putting some more money in Paris's pocket.
Oh Lord, that's hot. That's hot.
That woman right there needs some new underwear.
I don't think your one night stay at her hotel is going to pay for that.
No.
It might do one string on her thong.
You know she got to have those Gucci underwear. It's like $2,000 a pair.
Did she say coochie?
Gucci.
Oh, Gucci. I thought you said coochie. I said, oh, shoot. That makes sense.
Yeah. What do you do, you know?
Well, guess who owns Victoria's Secret? It ain't no secret either.
Les Wexler.
No. That pedophile dude.
Who?
Which one? Fuck, there's millions of them.
Was it,
Epstein?
Yeah. I thought that.
Epstein's dead.
He did.
Epstein was in with Lexler, which is the owner of L Brand, which is also the owner of Victoria's Secrets.
Yeah, didn't he steal it from him?
That's where a lot of his wealth come from.
Victoria's Secret.
Well,
a very good secret.
Les Wexler, whatever his name is,
he was
connected with him somewhere. You know, Jeffrey Epstein was a very bright man and a very evil man at the same time.
Yes, he was.
All those people that got to go over there and hang out on old Little St. James or Orgy Island, whichever way you want to look at it. He's got all kinds of dirt on all these guys, folks. He has all kinds of dirt on them.
There's a mini series about him on Netflix. The guy that you're talking about, the billionaire that
Lexler or Wexler,
yeah, the one that owned Victoria's Secret. There, he what is his name? Jeffrey. There stole. He said he stole about $48 million from him.
Yeah, he was in financial, something to do with.
He was supposed to be good at it.
Yeah, he was. He's good. The reason he was good at it because they were trafficking. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, they got some on the thing on Netflix. They've got some of his the ladies, and it was like they they explained it. It was like a pyramid scheme with young girls.
Yeah.
You know, one young girl knew another one, and they knew five more, and they knew five more, and he'd have them come there, and and pay them, and all this other stuff. It was just sick, just sick.
Welcome to Pizzagate.
Yes. I think a lot of it's going to come out though, PD. I think there's too many people knows about this, and that's why they were censoring all of us guys that get out here and we talk about this stuff. The ones that are really on the action is the ones that really get censored. That's the ones that they send the trolls in the room to cause the controversy and the distraction, so we don't get the message across. So that's the power that's in the word. Yes, they do, and that's the power that's in the word. You know what I mean? Because in the beginning, that's all there was word. Now we're listening to everybody else, and they're telling us what that word is. Oh, you're the defendant. You're the defendant. You're not a no-fin contract. You're the defendant. You're not telling you it's a contract, and you're not fending the damn contract. In commerce.
Well, you know what they said in the movie, and everything in the movie is true. Is that the word is the word, and that bird is the word. The word
bird. Bird is the word.
Yeah, I hear you. But I tell you what, man, when you look at the show, The Wizard of Oz, there's a big deal right there. There's a big deal right there, man. And who at the end? Who is it behind the curtain?
Do a little research on Disney itself. Good old.
You got the Yellow Brick Road, the Federal Reserve. You got the straw man. You got the tax identification number and the Tin Man. You got the Cowardly Lion. Now, they're supposed to be the baddest mofo in the jungle, but he's such a coward that he listens to everybody else, but he holds all this power. And what shoes did they want from Dorothy? What were they? Rubies? Okay. Well, see, JFK tried to tell us. George Carlin tried to tell us. There's so many people tried to tell us.
All right, I got to ask. Who's the witch under the house? Michelle Obama?
My first wife.
I mean, Michael Obama?
Yeah. I heard something.
That is no Michelle. That's Michael Obama.
I heard something about that. It's supposed to be Michael Obama or something.
Yeah, watch the Ellen show. She be swinging. She got a bigger thing than you do.
I don't know about that.
I lay money on the table. I bet she does. I'll lay money on the table.
That hurt. So PD.
Yeah.
You're pretty knowledgeable. I've heard you talk a little bit, my friend.
Well, that depends on who you're talking to.
Well, at the end of the day, right now we're on a serious conversation here. So,
yep, go ahead.
The post office. What do you know as far as law and all of that stuff about the post office? Because I'm going to share some information with people, and I want you to go look for yourselves and understand the distinction of the post office versus USPS. Because when we start talking about jurisdiction on the land and all of that, you think about it. Back in the day, it was post, right?
Right.
Now, that post is that jurisdiction of the land, because imagine digging that hole, putting that post in it, securely planting it in the ground, standing on your land, right? But now that UPS or USPS is that world of commerce we were talking about, PD, and you said, I don't get that commerce. See what I'm saying? Now, the post office is the real deal, but the USPS is for profits. And they're floating around in the sea, in this everlasting sea of movement. And see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm getting it now.
But see, do you know you can do general delivery and it's free? I can send you a letter to your house free.
That'd be a neat trick.
That's no trick, PD. It's no trick. The trick is they stole everything, created derivatives of all of the de jure government and what are the intellectual properties of we the people in the United States of America. They've subcorporated out and created derivatives of that shit and hiding behind the corporate veil, dude.
Interesting.
See, that's just like I asked those 2 police officers today about that training and certified that they took a course to be a peace officer, not a police officer, a peace officer, because that's who has the authority, isn't it?
It's supposed to be. And the
Yes.
the only well,
Okay.
who's
Now
that?
what they done is they created an illusion. They created another sub agency of that deal. And now they call them police officers, right? Well,
Yeah,
see, break that word police down. Policy enforcers. They enforce the policies of the corporation. We're back to the commerce again, PD. See what I'm getting at?
Gotcha.
See what I'm getting at? And
Yep.
they've done this through every agency throughout all of it. Your local, state, county, municipalities, all the way up to the head shot. See what I'm getting at? Making a little more sense?
Yep.
Because really, at the end of the day, they talk all this stuff about, well, county jurisdiction, state jurisdiction, municipality jurisdiction, this jurisdiction, that jurisdiction. Basically, at the end of the day, it's public and it is private. Don't steal from me in the public and put my shit in the private. So you guys can steal all from us and put food on your table and live in these yachts, these luxurious mansions, right? And that's what Trump's talking about. All of our manufacturing jobs went overseas, started going overseas in the 90s. All of our technology, our intellectual properties, and all of that, our politicians stole right out from underneath every damn one of us because we were too busy going out and having a good time and gave somebody else our checkbook.
And sold it to foreign countries.
And, you know, again, that's why I got frustrated and I just got away from it, man, because it's so hard to get people to wrap their heads around it. Hey, this is real easy. You already know it's not right. And the reason you know it's not right is the reason it's not right. It's all fraud. The only way they get by with this is us to keep believing that they have that authority.
Here's another think about for y'all. All right. Think about this one. When you are going down the highway and you get pulled over by a policy officer, a police officer, and they give you a ticket, what gives them an authority to give you the ticket? Department of Motor Vehicles is the one that made that law. Why does Department of Motor Vehicles not have their own policy enforcers?
Because the police are there to enforce the policies of the corporation of Department of Motor Vehicle, which has nothing to do with your government.
That's right.
It's another sub-agency. It's another sub-agency that replaced the original agency that says you have the right to travel. But now a man or some man hiding behind that curtain in the Wizard of Oz is dictating that you owe him for the privilege to drive. See what I'm saying?
You see, now here's a good for instance. PD is a bus driver. He transports children under the public dime. Under the public dime, from their house to the school and back to their house. He's doing a public service. It's not commerce because they're not receiving monies to.
He's being compensated. He's being compensated, so he is operating in commerce at that point. He has been compensated to haul 50 or 60 children back and forth to school. So he's being paid for that. He's in hire. He's required to have a license.
Yeah, well, but it's
the minute
also
he parks that bus and gets in his private automobile, he no longer needs a license to travel. Because you're not driving in commerce. You're not being compensated. See, in the Department of Motor Vehicle, some of the codes, and I've shared this before, in Title 26, subsection 7701, H2 and D, and which miraculously is the Internal Revenue Code. And when you read down through that 7701, H2 and D, it plainly states in there that by registering your automobile with the Department of Motor Vehicle, you're entering into a lease agreement. And when you enter into that lease agreement, you're agreeing to use that automobile at least 50% of its use in trade or business. In Black's Law Dictionary and in the law, trade or business is defined as an act of a public official. So, folks, is any one of you driving for your private business to go buy groceries for your family operating in a trade or business or as in a public official?
All right, I'm gonna cut in real quick. PD in the background of StreamYards in the private area. I left the obituaries for Sandra Bennett. If you want to go leave a tribute for her, just to say Sandra Bennett passed away. Yeah.
See, I was going to bring that up, and I was worried about it because I didn't want Nike to cry. We all know and love Sandra. She was a hell of a supporter, and she was there for all of us. But she passed away last Sunday, and nobody noticed.
Well,
They were so worried about the trolls and everything else going on, they did not even notice she wasn't there.
Yep. But I left the link to the tribute wall if you guys want to leave a tribute, just saying rest in peace or what have you. So, but I'm going to step down off of here. I wanted to come in and say hi, Jim and PD.
Well,
nice
with your permission, I'll tell them what she passed away for, but I need your permission.
You go ahead. The family said it's okay to talk about it. Just don't. You know the situation.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, go ahead.
Sunday, sometime during the morning, her appendix burst, and she did not survive it.
Yeah, she didn't make it to the hospital on time. They found her in the home, passed away, so she didn't even make it out of her house in time. So
she had no symptoms?
Yeah, her stomach had been hurting since Tuesday of the week before, but she was scared to go to the hospital because of the COVID and bring it home to her boys.
Oh my God.
And she didn't realize what was causing the pain.
See what that garbage did to people, man.
Yeah.
I would, when this is all over, said and done with, I'd freaking sue the governor of that state.
Yeah. New York.
I would sue the governor of that state. He's an accessory to the fact there. He's an accessory to the fact.
Yeah, but suing them ain't going to bring her back.
No.
Well, he's in a seat of trust, and see, that's another thing that a lot of folks don't really get is trust laws. Trust law, your statutes, code, rules, and regulations, and all that doesn't apply in trust law, really. I mean, you think about it. Just like when those cops swear an oath to uphold that Constitution, so help me what? So help me God. So right then and there, they're in a trust position. They're a fiduciary at that point, and they have a duty. They were granted special privileges. They gave up their rights in the 4th Amendment for some special privileges in the 14th to do good.
Yeah.
And they violated the people's trust with that special privileges and immunities and using it to sidestep and make money with these attorneys, these bar attorneys that control the courtrooms. They're all complicit in the ill-gotten gains. Trust me, folks. Every one of your politicians are complicit in the fraud.
Yeah,
because they can't tell on one person because that would give the shit show up for all of them that are doing it. All of these laws and these codes and rules and regulations are written in an ambiguous way that it benefits the bar attorneys because they control the damn courtroom. They control all aspects of the courtroom. Each one of those guys in there hold a bar card. So they win 100% of the time, folks. 100% of the time. And whoever goes against them that holds that bar card will be disbarred.
I wanted to make sure that I gave PD the link and everybody that knew her. I just wanted to make sure they all got it. I'm going to step down now, though. I'm going to let you guys have the panel. Thank you for having me up there, Jim. Much love.
Thank you.
Bubba, love you.
Love you, honey.
And 5-Speed, nice to meet you.
You as well. You as well.
PD, love you too, buddy.
And in case y'all don't know, I got with a couple other folks here from Georgia, and we did nominate Nike Girl as an honorary Georgia woman.
Awesome.
That was feuding words.
Yeah. Well, my family's originally from the South anyway, so I guess I kind of have it in me.
I can hear it in that slang there.
Yeah.
See, I
I'm
was going to
originally,
say
I'm
something
originally,
there. I was going to say something, but I'm trying to be good.
I'm originally from the KY state, so.
Are you trying to ask me what do I have in me? Is that what you're trying to ask me?
No, I was going to ask if you had any Southern in you. If not, would you like some?
I knew it was coming. You opened the door, man.
You are something else, Bubba. You
I
know
was
I
trying
love
not to say it. You made me say it.
you. Know I love you though. You're my
Hey,
boy.
Nike girl. Sandra was on D Live too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I
He
thought.
was in every single one of my live streams that I have ever had. Every single one.
Wow.
And her most famous line to me, Bubba, you might be big, but I'll climb your ass to whoop it.
And shut up, Bubba.
Yeah, and shut up, Bubba. That was another one.
Yeah, she's a good girl. She really, really was. I don't want to get talking about her too much because you don't want no big baller up on your damn panel, but she's a good girl. So, but
And I couldn't show her my eyes because every time I showed her my eyes, she turned the camera off.
You know what? I'll leave you with this before you go, because I'm a very spiritually deep-rooted guy. And I can tell you this: at the end of the day, we're nothing more than energy. And this person, I didn't have the pleasure to meet them, but if they were a good soul on this planet, that energy will live on forever because you don't destroy energy; it's forever.
she will always be in my heart. Always.
Leave that with you on the loss, and maybe it wasn't a loss. You know what I mean?
She was an absolutely beautiful person. She really was.
Because right, the world's in a shatter right now, and this it really is, and I truly feel that this really is a spiritual war. We're truly at a roads, and which way are we going? Is it okay to lie, cheat, and manipulate just to keep people down in the dumps? You know, I used to think when people would talk about, say, well, you know, I pay taxes and it pays for the welfare recipients and all of this. Well, listen, folks, what I've come to realize, and I was that dude. I don't want to pay for these low lives, right? But then the more knowledge that I gained and the more research that I researched and everything else, and what I've come out at the end of the day, they've used every damn one of us to think that we were paying for these welfare recipients when all we were doing, because they had already taken everything from them, folks, they were setting us up to be next.
Yep.
Narcissism is a detriment to our country, folks, and it is rampant. Because these people don't care who they step on. At the end of the day, they want to win.
Yep.
So it's okay to talk bad about the trucker. It's okay to talk about 5-speed when I can fill myself up to make them feel good and or to make them feel bad and I feel good for that. I'm here to tell you guys, you're on the wrong side of the fence. When you get back into the trust, and people say there'll be anarchy if we get back to the rule of law the way it really is. No, your shit show's over because it's going to be a whole different ballgame. You can't run around there making false accusations on feelings. That gets your ass in trouble. You see what I mean? And this is what they've taken from us, man. They've created divide in the blacks and whites. You know, at the end of the day, God created man. He didn't create the N word. He didn't create the honky word. He didn't create the Jewish word. Yeah, well, you see where I'm going with this, right? So they've created all these divides in us through the education system and everything else. But at the end of the day, it's real simple. Bring no harm. Bring no harm. Well, yeah. So the very people that stole from us was the very people that taught us how to keep what was ours, supposedly. Yeah. The victor always gets to write the victory speech. Remember that, folks. Half of what you think you know, I'm here to tell you, you have no clue. If you're coming into this blind, just starting to realize that something's wrong, Dude, you're in for a real rude awakening.
All right.
Because
I
everything is flipped upside down.
You touched on something real quick, and I want to read it real quick. Law enforcement honor. On my honor, I will never betray my badge, my integrity, my charter, or the public trust. I will always have the courage to hold myself and others accountable for our actions. I will always hold the Constitution, my community, and
There's one thing I see wrong with what you read there, Jim. They didn't specify which constitution. They didn't specify which constitution. Is that the Constitution of the corporate state of Pennsylvania, or the corporate state of Kentucky when it's the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and the de jure government? Well, Kentucky and the de jure government. See what I'm saying?
Right.
See, they don't. I caught a cop in that. I tried to ask him. My question. I got them to withdraw
and
that
most
ticket.
of them are underneath their local constitution.
Yeah. See, the Constitution, they stretch it across there like it's the Constitution, but they're stressing the Constitution of that state, which is that corporate Constitution and commerce, PD. But we all hear, and I'm guilty of it. Trust me, I'm not trying to think that I'm any better. I was guilty of it too. We hear the word Constitution, and we think it's the Constitution. Well, no, Pennsylvania has a Constitution. Texas has a Constitution. Tennessee has a Constitution. Every state has them. Which Constitution? We never.
Constitution of the United States.
We never asked the judge to please clarify which Constitution. See what I mean? Say, hey, judge, can you point out can you point out the facts on this document? And they can't do it. They can't point out any facts on any document in a courtroom because they're written in third person.
Nike's going to bed, y'all. Love you, Nike. Sorry, I wasn't trying to interrupt. I was just letting y'all know Nike said night.
No. Sometimes I get rambling on, but
it's all right.
I'm good. Take it.
We had an honorable Tim Straighten here.
Hello, Tim. Well, you guys realize the power we would have if some of these big channels would pick up on the truth that some of the guys that speak out here that are looked down upon because it goes against everything that you think you know what I mean? That's the struggle. That's a struggle. But imagine if all those platforms would open up and really spit nothing but the truth out there. Dude, this shit show could end pretty quickly.
Absolutely.
It could end pretty quickly. Almost overnight, because the truth is really inherent in you. You know by your actions and your intent, whether your intent was to cheat somebody or deprive somebody, or your intentions were to do honest business. You know the difference. That's not something you need to be. It's inherent in you, bro. You know whether you're trying to cheat somebody. But unfortunately, right now, the system has been built so big that they control every bit of that. So you got everybody cheating you in those agencies. And that's the shadow government or the deep state that everybody talks about. But I don't think people realize how deep that is. They have total control. How it was, I think Trump's reeled that in. I think Trump now has control of the Federal Reserve and Trump has control of the Treasury. So I think a lot of that's being reeled in. So,
and that's a big team that you're talking about. That's why they're trying so hard to get him out of office because he's doing what is supposed to be done.
Right. I want to say something that's going to be very simple for most people. And I want to say this just to try to spread the message of how deep this corruption really is. Now you look at it. We the people created a corporation called the federal government, right? The federal United States, right? The federal government of the United States. So that corporation, we're the shareholders of that corporation, right? We the people created that corporation, right? So now all of us laborers, you know, to the house builders, to the plumbers, to all of the people that have produced and created this economy and built all of this property and all of this stuff, right? But see, all of those guys that were out there sweating in the cotton fields, building the houses, putting the roofs on this stuff, making it possible, the producers, right? The laborers, the backbone of America. But every one of us is struggling. But these pencil pushers doing our administrative duties are living the life of luxury. Fancy houses, making the big bucks.
Myself and S&S.
Don't mistake that for anger, folks. That's a passion. That is a passion that I speak with. It's not anger. It's just like it's right in front of us. But I was that guy that couldn't see before, so I try to put it in simple terms. All the guys that built all of this and the women that built this, we have nothing. But all of our politicians and all the agencies and the subservients that are supposed to be subservient to the people are living lives of luxury. Huh?
Yeah. Me and myself and S&S had that very conversation.
Yeah, PD. So now I'm going to tie the commerce back in here.
Okay.
I'm going to tie the commerce back in here. So see, there's rules and there's laws out there. He who creates owns, right? If you create some kind of technology, you own that technology, right? That would be what? That would be your intellectual property?
Should be.
Now let's talk about manufacturing. Let's talk about energy. Let's talk about water. Let's talk about food. Let's talk about all the necessities in life. Let's talk about homes. Let's talk about automobiles to travel. Let's talk about all of that. You own all of it, folks. They stole it all from you. They stole it all from you. They stole all of your energy that all of us laborers went out and labored and put our sweat equity into an economy that these folks profit from. So anytime anybody profits from something, somebody else has to lose. It's inevitable. It's inevitable, folks. For someone to profit, someone must lose. Why do we, the creators, the laborers, the builders, and the producers, why do we lose? He who creates owns, right? They stole us. They tricked it all from us with these fake corporations and all this stuff. That's why your electric bill, your phone bill, your water and sanitation bill, your banking statements and all of that, your credit card statements, anything to do with securities is in all capital letters. That's a capias. That's that corporate fiction. That's how they're doing business with you. That's how they're stealing all of your shit from the private and putting it into the public there. Because notice that cop, when he comes up to you and got that uniform on, he's got that badge on in all capital letters, right? He's operating in official corporate capacity right there. He's for hire in commerce. And he's attempting to contract with you in the private, but he can't. Because oil and water don't mix. Public and private don't mix. That's why they had to create that straw man, that capias in that all caps capacity. So hopefully you're getting tied into that commerce side of things. And I know Joe Cool, I don't hear commerce 5-speed. Well, unfortunately, it's part of the problem. It's part of the problem. It's in everything. That's what's got us strapped down. Because we do have the right to contract, but we also have the right to fair and impartial contract. If I'm going to put in 10 hours of my time, by God, somebody else better. But you can't, as a cop, come and intimidate me on the side of the road and hold a gun to my head and tell me I owe you $150 because you have no sweat equity in the game. You're seeking some substance from me, but you have no equity at stake. Well, that's not a contract, is it? It'll be a force deal, right? I'm holding a gun to this man's head, and he's going to pay me $150. Where was my choice to contract or not contract? They've taken it all
According to
from
them,
us,
you
guys.
still had the according to them, you still had the freedom to do it. They would have said their thoughts would have said, well, then you shouldn't have been speeding.
Well, you don't have the freedom to do it. You have the privilege to do it as long as you pay me the $150 for the tags.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not a police officer. I'm not a public official. I didn't give up my rights in the Fourth Amendment as one of the people for some special privileges and immunities as a persons in the 14th. See, people and persons, we got to look at the language that these guys speak. Because people and persons, in the average Joe, and I was guilty of it too, we think, okay, people and persons, it's kind of the same thing. It means the same, right? But it doesn't. See, people have rights. Persons have privileges. The people have rights. Persons have privileges. They ask for something, and they're granted that privilege. But people have rights. Persons have privileges. See what I mean? In law, and written in their legalese, in their law, how it's administered through the court systems. Well, see, when we go in there, like some people with children cases and stuff like that, when they go in there and they say, well, the parents, well, okay, we can all agree that we've been educated to think we are parents, but at the end of the day, we're mom and dad. See, that parent can be misconstrued. That parent can be PD as a foster care parent for a less fortunate child that was put in danger, and he's providing care for that child. At that time, you could be a parent, right? Because that's right. Well, see, but the mom, and the dad now, that ain't a parent in that capacity. You see what I'm getting at?
Oh yeah.
See how they change the words and they twist the words around? Like defend it. If you break that word down, defend it, etymology and all that, epistemology, start getting into that, concise English handbook and things like that. When you break that word down, defend it. Defend it really means no fin contract. There was no one there to defend the contract. And again, PD, you're back to commerce.
It all
You
leads
didn't
back to it,
defend the
doesn't it?
contract. Yes, it does. That's why I say Joe used to make me so angry, man. And because I'm not, listen, I'm not a teacher, guys. I'm only sharing the knowledge that I've gained. I'm not an educator. You know what I mean? And I'll be the first one to admit that. But I try to dumb it down. It's just like a small block 350 Chevrolet. There's a firing order there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as long as you got that in that proper firing order, that damn thing will purr like a kitten, right? But the minute somebody gets in there and plays around with the law and the rules and switches shit around in that firing order, popping and cracking like all hell, right? I try to dumb it down for people. I try to make it simple, to think about it, because I know it is tough. It's a lot to take in.
Now, here's something that S&S has explained to me, and
where's S&S? Is he coming up?
He's got company right now. He just dealt with a funeral, but anyway, he's in there. But he's watching, but he pops texting every now and then. But he explained to me,
I'm here when he comes up.
On that situation, when you're sitting there defending yourself and you're using the actual law, that being not in commerce and you have the right to travel and stuff like that. First words out of the cop's mouth is, "Oh, you're one of them, a sovereign citizen." Well, as S&X explained, how can you be both at the same time? A sovereign is a supreme ruler.
That's right, supreme ruler.
A citizen is a member of the public.
See, the reason, and you think about cops now when they call us sovereign citizen, always what they define a sovereign citizen is someone that thinks that they're above the law and the laws don't apply to them. That's what they think. Now, I want you to go back. Right. I want you guys to go back and I want you to think about the policies, rules, codes, and statutes and regulations that they enforce upon us. Well, now, if you can go park in a handicap or run 90 miles down the road or blow through a stop sign or this or pull off the side of the road and do what you want to do, pull in Dunkin' Donuts, get you some coffee, don't you think that you might be that sovereign citizen that you got in your mind as a police officer?
Right.
Don't
You're the one that
think the
should
rules apply to you? See what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But now, see, I'm not telling people this stuff for the people to think that they can go out here and go nuts on the road.
Right.
Because that's not the case. It's going to be a much tougher ball game for you in a court of trust than it is in the court you're in today. Because if you got enough money, you can do anything today. But what's coming, you won't be able to. There ain't no amount of money going to buy your way out of that.
And
but
that's exactly the
you're
main
free.
point of it.
Right. You're really you have the free will to do what you want to do as long as you don't bring harm. But if you do get going down the road 100 mile an hour, outside of you, go ahead.
Welcome, Country Boy News.
But if you do get going down the road 100 mile an hour, outside of you, go ahead.
Welcome, Country Boy News. You got echo, brother. Welcome, Country Boy News.
How you doing, sir?
You got echo, brother.
I do? Oh, okay. Hang on.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Country Boys in Ohio?
There we go.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I forgot to X out of my other program.
There you go. You're good.
Hey.
I see Country Pup behind you.
What up, boy?
Hey. There, I look better there. Good evening, one and all. Jim the Trucker. How are you, sir?
I am well.
We've had a very busy day today, man, Mrs. Country. Hello, S&S Productions.
How you doing, brother? Or should I say Mr. President?
Well, what we should be saying is what the hell is going on across this country?
Well, that's the main topic, so speak your mind.
Okay. Now, if I could speak my mind for just a second, I would appreciate it, guys.
The floor is yours.
And then you guys can follow up and tell me what you think. Okay. Now,
oh, hang on.
hey,
yeah, my bad.
Quit messing my head. I'm drinking Crown Apple. Look, I get it. All right. Matter of fact, let me turn somewhere you guys can see me. Okay. Now look, people do not want to go on a different streams. Okay. They do not want to talk religion or politics. Okay. And I'm talking about auditors. All right. Auditors. Okay. What is auditors and cop watches? What are them people doing? Now, Jim, every one of you tell me, what are they doing? I mean, I'm not trying to be rude. Just tell me what their purpose is. Okay.
Their thought of mine for main purpose is to hold accountability.
Okay.
See, I'll add to that if you don't mind, real quick. I think some of the bigger ones are clicks and boo driven based for a monetary gain. So,
okay.
Yes.
But with those clicks and views, they do get out there. All right.
But if you're distorting the truth, you're watering it down.
Yeah, I get that. Some of them do, some of them don't. You know, you like in politics, you got good ones and bad ones. Now, number two, with cop watchers and auditors, for the First Amendment, Second Amendment, or whatever the Constitution, Who put those things into place? Who put our Constitution into place? Who put our Bill of Rights into place?
Our forefathers.
Our government.
Our forefathers created that, but yeah.
But when I try to talk about these things on different channels, they do not. No. We don't want to talk politics. Well, let me tell you something. To make change, you've got to somewhat get into politics, because your politicians can change things in America if you send the right ones to your local, state, and federal government. And see, so you've got to talk to somebody that wants to get in there to help make the change. Without having your connections in those places, it's hard to make a change. Small changes is good, but big changes makes a difference in what every one of us wants. We want, number one, our Constitution, our Bill of Rights held up. We want to hold our government officials, which our government put the transparency into play. They did that, so they say they could be transparent, but they don't. So with me wanting to get somewhere where I can make a big change, or where I can make some kind of change, guys, we've got to talk politics. We
Yes,
have, you know, we you just can't just put the politicians, the people, and I'm not a politician, never have been, never will be a politician, so to speak. But I think if I can get people across this country to rally behind me and help get me into a place where I can make a change, where I can say, look, and our Congress has talked about the Constitution a great deal these last couple of years, and a lot these last few months. Well, it's on their mind.
They've also talked about that spirituality a lot in this administration right here.
Yes.
That religion.
And who said first? Who said first that our churches are most important? Trump did. And in Ohio, our governor, which I've got a problem with, Governor Mike DeWine right now here in Ohio. On some things, he's trying to be a Republican and try to do the right things with the Constitution, but there's a lot of things that he's doing that's left wing, left. I mean, just out of proportion. And I've got a problem with him there. So, guys, that's why I've not done much. I've been, me and Mrs. Country, we've had a lot on our plate. We've had a lot that me through the things. I've worked every day, but it's been hard. But where I want to get to is where I can help. Jeff is here, NC Tire Hunter. I want to get out there and help Jim the trucker. Everybody that does this auditing stuff, regardless if it's clicks and views, I want to get in there where I can make a change, where what they're doing is being heard by the higher ups. Without changing government, everything that the auditors are doing in America is not going to make.
I hear you, brother.
Until we get someone up there that will listen and that can make the change. And that's all I'm saying. I love country. I love every one of you guys, regardless of what you feel of me. Look, and I'm going to tell you live right now. One reason I have a problem with my teeth problem, it's embarrassing to me. The government has let me down. Number one, I can't get no dental insurance, and to make this right again, it's going to cost me about $25,000, and I'm not a rich guy. I will get it done here in the next year or so. I will get it done. But people can make fun of me all they want to. They don't realize I went through an explosion that pretty much almost killed me. I went through a bad accident years ago that caused this problem to begin with in 1984. But I do the best I can do.
Jim, or
Yes.
country boy,
Yeah.
I can tell you, my friend, it's not all of that. I can tell you this, my friend. Don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up. See what these folks have done? They killed the
Mhm.
self-esteem of the men in this country. And you know what? I'm here to tell you, Jim, there's fluoride in your water. There's certain things that create problems with teeth. So see, but these people run around here and make people feel like less of a human being because they seek substance from you just like your public officials do. And what you come on here and said that they said don't talk about politics and religion. Folks, I'm here to tell you that's what you need to talk about.
Mhm.
They
Our
control
country
us
was
by us
built.
not talking about this.
Our country was built on God. Our country was built on the
Also,
Bible. And you
Ronald
can't.
Reagan reaffirmed that.
Yes, he did.
Ronald Reagan reaffirmed that in 1983, made 1984 the year of the Bible. And folks don't want to talk about religion.
Yeah.
Well, that's where that trust comes from. To do business and commerce. But don't talk about that stuff, guys. Don't talk about that stuff. Don't communicate with your neighbors. Divide. Create those divides. Those separate ideologies where you can run around here with your feelings and change the world.
Mhm.
Don't beat yourself up, Country Boy News. I love you, brother.
Well,
Don't beat yourself up.
you guys
There's
got
so
to
much shit
understand.
that these people have perpetrated.
All right. 5 speed. Listen to this. Jim the trucker.
Yes, sir.
Oh, wait. Up there. See? Up
Sewer
there.
dog.
Remember this. Jim the trucker has been to my home several times. And that man is welcome in my home wherever I live in the United States, regardless if it's here in Sydney, Ohio, or if it's 16 Pennsylvania Avenue. He is always welcome in my home. And there's a lot of people that will always be welcome in my home, regardless of where I live and what I do. I will never change for no freaking Republican. I will never change for no freaking Democrat, independent, or nobody. I'm going to be me. And you can ask that man up there in the corner, Jim the trucker. Ask him. He's been to my home. He knows what I stand for. I don't got much, but I'll share everything I've got at my home with anybody that respects me. That's how I feel.
Yep. Yep. You know, I want to say this, guys. How I say it's so simple and it's all inherent in us. You know, we say to our children, we try to figure out who their friends are because if we can figure out who their friends are, we tell them who they are, right? But first, we got to realize who we are to be able to define who they are.
Mhm.
So for somebody to go out here throwing out false accusations, making assumptions and presumptions of somebody else, when I don't even know who the hell they are. Because you know what? If they did, they wouldn't be out there doing it now, would they?
That's
So
right.
tell me who your politicians are and who you follow and who you look up to, and I'll tell you who you are. Are you running around here basing on feelings? Or are you running around here basing on facts and in truth and trust?
Since
Because they're all entrusted. And if you don't think that they're instituted by God, what's the bottom of that oath say? So help me what?
so help me
So
God.
it's instituted. It's
Amen.
instituted by that Bible, which is the book of trust, the book
Now,
of banking, and the book of laws.
now this is how bad the Democratic Party's got. And I can pull it up and show you on my phone right now. The mayor of Chicago said F.U. Trump. And since I was a little kid, I watched the news. I was always interested in that stuff. I was always interested in what was going on around me. I don't know why. And in my lifetime, I'm 58 years old. Will be 59 this coming January. I have never seen no public official ever talk about our president of the United States before. They hate him because he stands for what he feels is right.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. His intentions are quite well.
And
His intentions are deep.
yes, they are. He wants,
Yep.
we had the best economy that I've ever seen in my lifetime.
In 24.
And, and he, without Trump, we won't get that economy back.
Well, I do, but I wanted to.
I just, I'm hoping, you know, I'm
Well,
fixing to start getting back on this and stuff. I'm hoping to get people to rally around me and help me go somewhere with this. I can't do it with money because I don't have uh, that kind of funds myself. I work every day in that big truck. Um, I do what I can to take care of my family. But if you get
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna say this to you, and I said this to Carolina in Fort Worth when we was on a panel, and I apologized that to her. We had a falling out. I let her irritate me and get me to uh, say something. I mean, it wasn't crazy, but I regretted what I said. I reacted on feelings. But anyway, she made a statement that, well, I said what I said because, $20,000, I can get some bills passed. And you know what? I agree with that intention. But here's what I disagree with. We don't need $20,000, folks. We don't need money. We need people. We need 20,000 people. We need 30,000 people, 100,000 people, 1,000,000 people to stand up and say no more. You're not going to traffic our children through the family courts, destroy the fathers, diminish the homes, totally wipe out the family.
the one thing that I will
I
fight,
can control you.
the one thing that I will fight for is it's time to take the government out of raising your family. The mother and father should have total control in raising them kids right.
Right.
Our government has no right to be telling us how to raise our family. When I was raised, yeah, I got whippings, I got spanked, I got this, that, and the other. As far as my procrastination towards things, other than that, I turned out damn well good. And I think I did.
Right.
I made mistakes down the road. I did. I admit that. I've got my record.
We all do.
I guarantee you. I went into an officer's home today because me and him does some things on out at the target. Got a 357 rifle, and he brought to. He said, "Look what I got today," and he was so tickled to death, you know. And there's a few people that I know that's in law enforcement that please number one in his oath that he stood. Okay, he's gotten much trouble since he's been officer. He's got written up. He's gotten things for trying to hold up the Constitution. But he said he is not going to change for no man. He said if this the department he works for now don't want him and want him what he stands for, he said he'll quit them. He'll go somewhere else till he finds somewhere where he's welcome, where the Constitution and the Bill of Rights are welcome.
I talked to what you're saying now. I talked to a sheriff in North Carolina there, and see that sheriff told me when I questioned his deal with the oath and the Constitution and everything, he said, "I'll tell you." He said, "Listen, I'm one of the biggest constitutional supporters that has ever been in this position here," and he said, "And I'll tell you why." He put "In God We Trust" on the back of their cruisers, and he took a shitload of heat for that.
Our sheriff
for putting "In God We Trust"
yeah.
on the back of a sheriff's car.
Yeah.
He took a lot of heat. When the whole world operates in trust, contract is in trust. See what I'm saying? Trust that you will do unto me as you will expect me to do unto you. Trust that you will not try to cheat me and steal from me. Not trust and try to manipulate me for your financial gains. See what I'm saying? And these are the things that they distorted and took away from all of us. Go ahead.
All right, 5 Speed. answer this and tell me if I'm wrong by this statement. Our local state government has made so many laws that has twisted our Constitution and twisted our Bill of Rights around till nobody wants to read what they are. They have made laws contradict our Constitution, our Bill of Rights so bad. You can ask 10 different police officers in a community, and you can ask them one question about one part of our Bill of Rights, about one of our amendments to our Constitution, and I guarantee you will get probably 9 or 10 different answers to what that Constitution means.
Right. See, we were having that discussion before you jumped in here.
Mm-hmm.
And that whole different jurisdictional, there's this jurisdiction, that jurisdiction, this jurisdiction, that jurisdiction. In all reality, there's only two, public and private.
Exactly.
See what I mean? S&S, good to see you, buddy. Listen, I'm going to say this to you guys. So far tonight, when I've been up on this panel, I'll jump up on a panel with any one of you cats anytime. As long as you guys want to fight for the truth and spit the truth and not water it down, I'll come here and we'll chop it up as many times as you folks want to. Listen, anybody out there that thinks that they're seeking some higher power, popularity without purpose is pointless, folks. Your intentions are very clear. If your intentions are truly to do the right thing and speak the truth, you will not water that shit down.
Yeah.
Because when you water that down, you're being manipulated by a dollar sign. And back to that dollar sign, if you go read House Joint Resolution 192, signed, I believe it was June the 5th in 1933, there is no money, folks. All debts are the obligation of the United States, which is that federal corporation that we, the people, created, and you are the shareholders of. Huh?
Absolutely.
And those are facts, folks. Those are facts. I will chop it up with you guys anytime.
And that corporation is bankrupt.
Correct. But see, they took all the gold bullion and everything in exchange for all of that. So all this commercial world, is PD still in here? We're back to the commerce again, PD.
Yeah, I'm listening.
So
I'm still here.
They took all of the gold and they created all of this whole system here with it, right? So that gold is how this system, all this shit was created. But yet they're the beneficiaries that gets the profits from it that they've stole from you in that trust that you entrusted within them. So help them God. Huh? See what I'm saying, folks?
Yeah,
I've had, like not now, maybe later, said, well, what about me? 5 feet, I don't believe I'm atheist or something like that. He said to that effect. And my response to him was, I'm sorry you feel that way, but the bottom line is this nation was formed on what it was formed on. And a group of men and some bar attorneys don't get to change that. They don't get to change that. It's like you're talking about that left-handed back in school days and all of that. They don't get to change who you are. You were created for a reason. We all have a purpose, whether it's a plumber, an electrician, a stock market guy, or whatever the case is. We all were created equal, because without everybody equally positioned, this commercial world that we live in does not work. Look at the sprocket on a bicycle. If 3 teeth are missing on that thing's going to jump around like crazy. Huh? Science.
I gotta go.
That white
I promise you a while ago I'd be back.
were arrested
I came back.
helping to convict.
I've got to go, brother. Gotta get up early. Gotta hit it. Don't know how long I'm gonna be out there tomorrow. Maybe till wee hours of the morning until this job is done. There was an emergency road fell in on us. So
your dog love you, brother.
Your dog always
of all y'all.
Always good to see you, brother.
You
stay safe.
Y'all have a blessed night. God bless y'all. We'll be praying for each and every one of you. And y'all just pray, man.
Same to you, brother.
Through all this shit. And
peace, brother.
Peace. I'm gone.
Peace.
S&S, did you have something to say?
S&S up there. Let S&S have the floor here for a minute.
Oh, I was
Hey,
just going to say goodbye to Steve.
you guys want to hear some crap?
I'm listening.
I got a Visa card in from the government today.
Oh, the
Your PPP?
Apparently it's a stimulus card or something.
yeah, the stimulus check.
No, it's a card. It's an
PPP.
actual Visa card.
Right. Well, that's the way they're doing it now. They're sending people debit cards.
But it doesn't say how much is on it. Doesn't even. There's no way to find out.
There
Because
should
you
be
have to
like a
activate it.
number
Once
on
you
it.
activate it, you've agreed to it.
Do what now?
You have to activate it. Once you activated it, you agreed to it.
Nah, we didn't activate it.
That's the trick.
I don't think we're going to do that
I'm
either.
gonna,
They want too much. It's going to cost us too much. I know it in the end. It's going to cost us too much.
Absolutely right.
the money's in your signature, folks. You create the money by your signature.
Right.
It's the bill of exchange. And when we look at I think it's 20 laws of maximums of equity. When we look in those 20 maximums of equity, we realize that, equity will not complete an imperfect gift. Everything is about securities in the world again of commerce, PD, how all of this ties in. So anytime that you sign that sign of nature, which is a man or a woman, those corporate fictions can't sign, they're only representatives. You're the actual principal here, right? You're the beneficiary, you're the shareholder, you're the principal. And they've stolen that from us. And we don't know that every time we sign any of these tickets, every time we sign any documentation, that is a security instrument the minute you put your freaking signature on it. It's a security instrument. Yep. And see, this is the fraud. So we go ahead.
You want to hear some shit? They got my name wrong on it. They got my wife's name right on it, but they got my name wrong.
Well, I get your name wrong every time. So.
S&S, go ahead.
Hey, 5-Speed, can you explain
Yes, sir.
the difference between signing your name in red ink, blue ink, and black ink?
Well, black is the dead entity, blue is admiralty, and red is the man.
Yeah.
Guys, I'll be right back, okay?
So blood
Yes, why is it every time you get a ticket?
He said you will be no surety. You are to be no surety. So when those cops come up and throw a gun to your head and want you to sign that, he's wanting some subject matter. He's wanting you to be surety in that contract and fulfill that contract that he proposed upon you folks.
Why is it every time he has you sign it, he always hands you a black ink pen?
Because that's what they do. Everything's a trick. You know that, Pat. We've had discussions, brother.
Yeah.
I've been talking about this a lot today, man. I'm hoarse, so I apologize.
So you're saying that what happens if you were to sign a ticket in red ink?
Well, there's a whole lot more to this. What S&S is pointing out is people really need to go and look for some of this for yourselves, folks, because it's just a little more simpler than what we're. It's a little more difficult than what we're talking about here. And I think at the end of the day, I think what at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is pique the interest of the American people to go start looking for yourself, because you're never going to believe us because we're telling you this, but you're going to have to go look at it for yourself to get that understanding and that foundation of what the truth is. You know what I mean? And the manipulation and how they've manipulated us. And you'll start to see how they manipulated us. You'll start to see all of that stuff when you go looking for yourself. But what was your point to Title 18, Pat?
That's a good place to start learning what this whole ordeal's about. That's where I started, was Title 18, and I read the whole blooming thing. It's crazy.
Well, then what is it? 18 subsection, what, 1835 or something like that talks about how the police officer writing these bills of attainder. I think it's somewhere it's in Title 18, what, subsection 1836 or 1336, or I forget, man. That shit starts to run together.
I know it.
But
yeah. What is it? Is it 302 that talks about the corporation?
I don't know. I got some paperwork downstairs. I got all of my notes. I mean, I got all of it down there. The key important ones and there's a bunch of them that they use, and I've got all the common ones that they use and how they're violating that trust, because these people are in trust. But what they're doing is they're using that authority with those special privileges where they gave up their rights in the 4th and got some special privileges and immunities in the 14th. What they're doing is they're using those privileges for some ill-gotten gains and twisting the truth around and dibbing and dabbing in securities, and we have no idea that they're doing that because we don't even know it's the signature that creates the money.
And
it's your signature that creates the money.
Under Title 18, I think it's Section 242, when it talks about operating under the color of law.
Mm-hmm. Which is where they're coming out here. Which is where they're coming out here and saying, well, and the policies and the statutes and the rules and regulations, right there is where they're coloring law. Because they're right there. They are police officers and they were trained to be policy enforcers. They were not and do not have certificates and certifications with declarations of authority as a peace officer. Now,
nope.
Police officers are nowhere in your documents, my friends. What peace officer is? Huh? See how they've convoluted and tricked us to think, well, peace officer means the same as police officer. Mom, dad means the same thing as parent. No, it doesn't.
No.
See, the English language, is derived from Greek, Hebrew, Arabic, Latin, many others. And we all say, and why do you think, have you ever heard the judge say, do you understand English? Well,
and I'll tell you something.
In that Chicago Styles manual, that judge is operating in 3 or 4 different languages, which is not allowed.
I have learned you don't stand under anything.
That's right. You're standing under their authority and you're accepting their authority. No, your judge, I do not understand. Help me point out the facts on this document. Point of clarity. Point out the facts on this document so I can understand it. I don't understand it, Judge. They can't, because there is no facts on there. You never start a freaking sentence with a prepositional phrase. There's so many tricks that these people have perpetrated on us to create this divide, folks. That's why it's so tough for a lot of the guys are out here that are really that intention, deep base intention is to spread the truth. And that's why we're having so difficult of a time to do that, because they've manipulated everything. And I do mean everything.
And
even right down. Go ahead.
And look, 5 Speed, look how a police officer and a peace officer, look how their uniforms has changed. It used to be, look at Andy Taylor from the Andy Griffith Show. Look how he dressed, and when he had to strap on a gun or had a gun, to now. You've got somebody that just wanted to keep the peace and did get a gun and took it with him when it was necessary. Now, look at the modern day police officer. He is cocked and
ready to wage war on you.
He looks like a commando anymore.
They've taken up arms and created that militia, boy.
It's paramilitary.
They need to take the crap away from them. Yeah, they need to probably carry a weapon. Yeah, I get that. Yes, I understand that. But you don't need to go out there loaded like you're, fixing to have another big military fixing to attack you or you're fixing to attack another. You're dealing with citizens that are American citizens of the United States, not another foreign army.
Well, see, if we ever wondered why, guys? I mean, we hear our politicians all the time saying we give 400 billion to Afghanistan, we gave 200 billion to India during the tsunami. We gave so much money to them, but yet all of these people hate us. Why? Because they've went
Denver,
over there and
Colorado.
they stole from them as well. And then they come here and told us the same damn thing. You see what I'm saying? To get us to buy into that shit that we needed to do that. But the only thing that we were really buying into was them to go over there and extort those people in those countries.
I did.
To steal their resources.
I did a 10-month. I did 10 months. This is where I went back to. I went back 10 months, and I took only 15 minutes to see how bad this thing is with cops, killing black people, white people. It doesn't make no difference. Okay. I went back 10 months and spent 15 minutes. 15. That's all the time I was going to allow myself. And to find video of it actually happen. In that span of time of 15 minutes and going back 10 months, I found 68 white people, Caucasian people, compared to 2 of black people that was either killed or they was so badly brain damaged they'd never function again. That's what I found in 15 minutes over a span of 10 months. And a lot of these things, like it's happening in Minnesota, it's happening every day to not just black people. It's happening to white people and other people. It's happening to everybody. But it was wrong for what happened. Oh, it was over a freaking possible $20 counterfeit bill. Now you tell me that wasn't a soldier going beyond his duty. That shouldn't have happened. I get it. I don't like it.
At that point right there, CBN, he was protecting the corporation at that point. He didn't give 2 shits about the people.
It's not about black people. It's not about white people. It's what has become of our law enforcement.
Absolutely.
See what all the right.
They don't care if you're black, white, pink, red, purple, whatever. They don't care.
You're a number. You're a dollar sign.
Protecting themselves and getting those dollars for the jails and the prisons and the police department. That's all they care about is pulling in them revenues.
Yeah. But see, God created man. He didn't create all those labels. You know what I mean? They've added that stuff to be able to create that divide amongst us. You know what I mean? To turn us against one another. In your religious aspects, in your racial aspects, in your belief aspects, in your family values aspects. They've twisted all of that. And we all say it. We all use it.
Down here in Sydney, me and my wife went down to see a friend of mine real quick tonight. There was 6 people down here on our square holding signs protesting that it happened up north. 6 people. Which, when you get Chicago and bigger cities and stuff, you're going to have the radical people that's claiming this and claiming that. There was no reason for that. Them people took the law in their own hands and ruined people's businesses up there because they claim racism. It's not racist.
Do you think
out of control government is what it is.
Do you think those were paid actors to do that, CBN?
I think they was put in there to make this happen.
That's right.
When you've got a mayor of a big corporation in Chicago, you look, telling the president of the United States to F you, you're causing those problems. And get this, I got what President Trump said. He said when the looting starts, the shooting starts. Look, if anybody started looting or damaging my store, of course the bullets are going to start. That was nothing wrong with what he said. You know, people are going to defend their property. So, you know, would you just stand by and let them burn your and raid your store?
No.
Nope.
But see, that's what gives them the authority, and that's why we pointed out a little earlier on the stream how those guys are paid. Once that violence and that vandalism starts, that gives these people the authority to react.
Exactly.
So if they got some paid oppositions to come in there and start busting out windows and vandalizing, now they can start shooting at the public.
Exactly.
See what I'm saying?
As I explained earlier, and I stated all that, especially everything you just said. I stated all that. But what it is this is a focus of sleight of hand. Pay attention to this over here, so we can slide this under the table over here.
Exactly.
And that's how they create
the trick. It's a sleight of hand. It's a sleight of hands. It's like a magic trick. And it's
in the words of
even for what they're doing.
In the words of Nancy Pelosi, well, we had to pass it so you could see what was in it.
Yes. Yeah. Now see there, you think about what that you said right there. We had to pass it so we can see what was in it. Did you do that in good faith and in trust? Did you do that in good faith and in good trust? Huh?
I wouldn't sign a contract on anything without knowing what was in it.
Well,
that's kind of dumb.
I had to make sure I figured I would just walk out and not pay for the goods so I could see if I could get by. But I had to see whether I had to pay for it or not.
I had to eat it first to make sure it was worth paying for.
Really? Look what they perpetrated on the American people. It's crazy.
You ready for a true story?
Hey,
I'm ready for all of them.
3 hours ago. Ready for a true story that happened 3 hours ago for me?
What's that?
This true story. I went into Flying J, bought a cup of coffee.
And you didn't buy me one?
This cup of coffee. I went to buy this cup of coffee. I did not put a mask on. I got up to the counter and said, "Where's your mask?" I said, "I'm not wearing one." Said, "Then I can't serve you." So then I guess the coffee's free then. I walked out the door with my coffee. I heard him as I was walking toward the door. "Get his truck number and call the police." I said, "You can get my truck number and call the police because I attempted to pay for it and you refused me. Have a nice day."
Yeah. Somebody was telling me, maybe somebody can clarify that. I heard that the WHO come out, the World Health Organization came out and said, if you're healthy, take the mask off. I didn't see it, and I didn't even bother to go back and look and try to find it. But can anybody verify that?
I got a notification on something that they had said like that.
Right. But now Trump pulled out of the WHO. You know that, right?
Yeah, that's why they're coming out and starting to do things at the World Health Organization.
Which is a corporation, Commerce PD.
Now, if you think about the World Health Organization, one of the 12, I don't know if you guys, I hope you guys have seen this, one of the 12 board members is the wife of the president of China's president.
Right. And Bill Gates is running
the World Health Organization. Her husband is the president or leader of China.
Right.
Well,
and Bill Gates'
opinion is that we need to lose 15% of our population in order for the economy to survive.
Correct. And Bill Gates is his father was a bigwig for the mafia back in the day. So
if they think I'm going to take a vaccine, they're full of shit.
That's right.
You know, I do take a flu shot.
Pound sand.
You know, I take the flu shot. I take that leukemia thing for that. It's a known thing. It works. This is being put together too fast.
See, I don't believe in none of it, CBN. I don't believe in none of it. I can probably count on two hands.
And
I can probably count on two hands.
I think everybody should have. They should have the right to say
choice.
No.
Free choice.
Yes, right.
Right.
No choice. 20 years.
See, I think I'm a very spiritually connected guy, and I think, okay, everything was put here that we needed. Man doesn't need to inject his opinion in my veins to tell me to live a healthier life if I take a shot. Because the whole world is run on commerce, and that reasoning for that shot in my veins that's going to make me live longer is for him to profit.
You want me to tell you how long you're going to live?
And
I'll tell everyone.
Population control.
I will tell you how long everyone you're going to live, and you listen and you make heed to what I say. You are going to live as long as our God up above wants you to live until He's ready to call you home. That's how
that's the best thing.
See, I look at it, and you're right. But at the end of the day, a man or a woman is nothing more than energy, and energy will continue on forever. But if it's that negative energy, your ass may be going straight to hell. But whatever the case may be, whatever your religion is, right? But it's hard to have discussions with folks that don't have. I love the discussion we're having tonight here on this panel. I'll chop it up with you cats anytime.
If I'm going to have a shot, I'm going to do like Granny on Beverly Hillbillies. I'm going to have a shot of moonshine.
I tell you,
there you go. There you go. There you go. Yes, sir.
Let me be honest with you, 5 Speed. I got a lot of
always be honesty, man. Honesty
I got respect for you. I've got a lot of respect for you. I got a lot of respect for a lot of other people. And I'll tell you to your face right here, live, you can replay it. I don't agree with some of the stuff that you believe, but I've got an utmost respect for you feeling that way. But you back it up with certain documents, and I have checked you on some of that. I have fact checked you on some of that stuff, and guess what? I found that you told the truth of what you read and what you were saying. That's why I've got respect. I don't agree with the way you present it sometimes, but I respect you for knowing your stuff.
Right.
You bring it on.
And I said that earlier. I'm not an educator, folks. I'm not a teacher. I'm not a guy that can lay it down as an educator to where most folks can understand it. I'm just a simple country boy from Kentucky.
I know.
And if I can figure this shit out, so can everybody else.
Well, I understand you, 5 Speed. I understand you fine. That's why I respect you, because you're plain spoken, and people misunderstand me sometimes because I'm a hillbilly too. I drive an old truck and this, that, and I've done run 2 lives in here, Mrs. Country and Little Country, because they start to act. Little Country's acting more like me every day, and Mrs. Country started to talk like me too. So what the hell? I've done run 2 more lives. Oh well, they're happy.
Well, that's a good thing. He's walking in your image, my brother. He's walking in your image, so that's a good thing.
Well, I try to teach him right. I do. I'm not perfect, and I never will be. I'll make mistakes with him, and I have before. But I try to teach him the principles of honesty, respect, and value.
That's right.
Boy, don't you figure me, S&S.
Family values. That's right. Ethics and morals. But see, Pat and Jim the trucker, they wouldn't know what it was to be a country boy now. Go ahead, Pat.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. S&S would like the floor.
Hello,
at the end of the day,
you got it.
Everyone must do their own due diligence.
At the end of the day, I go ahead.
Oh my God. This holler Billy just used a big word.
How long did it take you to figure out how to spell that and actually pronounce it properly?
Yeah, he's not a hillbilly. He's a holler.
Yeah, he's a
I'm
holler,
from the
all right.
holler.
He spell checked it.
We
I
we
just
we got
hear
Google S&S.
we have chemistry sets, and we know how to make gunpowder, and
That's right.
did I just hear S&S say something about doo-doo just a few minutes ago? The
Doo-doo?
hell's that? He said doo-doo.
Hey, Patriot. Patriot.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
quick question. You got
Yep.
your bike out riding it yet?
My bike?
Yeah.
He was out today.
I was out today in Harrisburg trying to get into Harrisburg to record what was going on down there, but they had every bridge, every road that went into Harrisburg blocked. You could not get in there.
Really?
You can get out.
Yeah.
You know I'm in PA, right?
What's that?
I didn't know that. You know I'm in PA, right? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm down by Harrisburg.
I didn't hear anything about that.
He's in his own little world.
See, I don't watch TV though, but you know.
Well, I seen it on. There was somebody doing a live stream on like 5 different states, and I seen Philadelphia there, and I said, "Oh, that's interesting." And then all of a sudden, it said Harrisburg. I said, "Oh,
I'll be back in a minute.
All
right, brother. Would that be brother, friends and
they're talking.
I
Friends and
started
Code in here?
No, but he does a lot of that multi-streaming for us.
Yeah, I know Eyes on the State had a bunch of multiple different activities going on last night. He may have done that again today. I don't know. I haven't been on there really.
I've learned a lot in the last 15, 20 years, though. I've learned that DHS is in charge of illegal immigration. That
it's a lot of sub agencies, huh?
Certain lakes around the lower southern states are being protected by police on jet skis because they're afraid terrorists will attack the lake. They got a grant for that. They actually got a grant for that. Yeah, I'm learning a lot.
We're all paying for this, folks.
Arkansas is loaded with terrorists, so they need them.
Yeah, but they're all working for the government.
Right? Subcontractors for the government.
I mean,
so
come
they
on.
can hide behind that corporate veil and have that qualified immunity.
Yeah.
I mean,
The sheriff of Benton County got several $1,000s in a grant to buy jet skis or Sea-Doos, whatever you want to call them, wet bikes, I don't care, to travel around Beaver Lake in Arkansas to make sure terrorists are not attacking the water supply.
Bullshit.
That's kind of what I said too. That's what came out in the newspaper.
Is that coronavirus? Is that giving you folks a chance to get cracking the books and wake up to the corruption that's been perpetrated on the American people? Is it giving you a time to slow down the daily life and to get in there and really take that outside approach and look in and get an objective opinion on the book?
Well, to be totally
I think
honest
the
with you,
COVID-19.
no way in hell, because I've been doing honey-do list stuff.
Somebody seeking that energy.
But most of them haven't anyway, because all they've been doing is just biting their time and collecting their severance checks.
Well, not everybody, and I think you'll agree with that. I mean, see, not everybody's doing that. A lot of the corrupt people are, but there are people out there fighting for the American people right now in politics. I mean,
lost you, brother.
Yep.
Sorry. I said it's so corrupt and there's so much wrong that we kind of assume that everybody's against us. But there is a very few select group that is fighting for the American people in this administration. And it gives us clues from time to time, pretty much all the time, right? He said he was going to return the power back to the people. He has done that for the most part. It's our part now to wake up our brothers and sisters in our communities to the fact that the fraud has been perpetrated on the American people.
Yes.
I mean,
You're
the
absolutely right.
president, again, PD, we're going back to commerce. The president is in his persons. The president is in his persons as an elected official. He's not in his private capacity. He's representing the people of the America, right? He's in that corporate capacity at that point. He's running. He's the head chief of commander of that He's the CEO of that federal corporation called the United States of America. See, and
Walmart
this
is a person.
That's right. They're in their persons right there. But see, in the Fourth Amendment says you have the right to be secure or not to be secure in your persons, right? Because if you have the right to be secure in your persons, then it's apparent and obvious that you have a right not to be in your persons. Because when you're operating in commerce, you have to be in your persons. But when you're not operating in commerce, you're not in your persons. You're in your private capacity as one of weak people. See the
And I have
difference
never
of what they've
written my name
perpetrated
on
on the
that.
American people? Right. And that's that capious. That's that corporate fictitious entity, that dead entity with that black ink pen. Yeah. When you're dealing with contracts, you're dealing with blue, which is admiralty, which is the sea, commerce. And in red would be the living man or woman.
It symbolized blood.
Yep. The blood of
Redness.
And you're to be no surety to no one. You're all created equal, whether you want to believe that or not. But see, the manipulation that's got us to even second guess any of this shit is how these folks have been able to get by with it for so long.
George Carlin
Help me out,
once said
S&S.
George Carlin once said that they call it the American dream because you have to be asleep to believe it.
That's right. That's right. And he also said it was a big club, and you're not a member. There's a lot of folks tried to tell us. George Carlin, Robin Williams, JFK. There's been a lot of them tried to tell us. But
they didn't get all the gold. I've got some of it.
Well, see, I wanted to say this to you, S&S, Pat. You know, even you and I, we've had some conversation, and I kind of go back to that gold standard too, right? Well, one thing that a lot of us has not really been thinking about and talking about. See, in 1928, you had a gold certificate dollar. And in 1933, you had a silver certificate dollar after the bankruptcy and House Joint Resolution 192 that said all the debts were the obligation of the United States and there was no money. Well, ain't we talking about silver, boys? Huh?
See, that's why I give away silver. I'm trying to get people to understand.
You're on it, PD. I mean, S&S, that's why I love you, brother. You're on it.
And they keep saying, oh, no, you're just doing that for clicks and views. No, I don't care. Yeah. It's not for clicks and views. I'm wanting people to find out why this used to be your dollar and now it's not.
Yep. See, if you don't think the currency in the United States of America is a trust, pull a dollar bill out of your pockets. Anybody in the chat room right now, pull a dollar bill out of your pocket. Lay it on the table, heads up. You see the seal on the left side with a signature on below it? Then there's another seal on the right side with another signature below that. Now, that is a contract, son, and if you don't think that's a contract in trust, flip it over and it will tell you, in God we trust.
And on the front, it says for this note.
Yep.
It's legal tender. That's it.
But
that's
see,
all it says.
I got some stuff, S&S. I'll share with you.
I
haven't went and really reviewed it and looked it over, but it does tie in that 1928 gold certificate. in 1928 because there was something that happened in 1928, and that's really where they started diminishing our coinage with the gold and the silver, right? And then in 1933, when they rounded up all the gold bullion, and then that's when in 33 they came out with that silver certificate, and it changed the wording on it as well. So that's where my research has led me now, and that's what I'm diving in now, and I will share that with you folks later. So that's
here's
just a little
hint.
interesting side note.
Go ahead, CBN. I'll wait.
No, I just want to tell you guys, look, me and Mrs. Country's got a bunch of things to do tomorrow. Jim, I asked you a question. When are you coming back over to our home?
Well, I was on a straight run. I had to get down where I am right now, but I was up in your territory. But when I get a chance, you'll be first to know.
Well, I'd appreciate it. I'll pick you up in class the next time you come out. I'm talking about.
It's probably going to be in July, and I'm most likely going to have my daughter with me.
What?
It's probably going to be in July, and I'm most likely going to have my daughter with me.
Okay. All right. But guys, look, I need to get out here. A couple of things that we done. You know as well, I know, Jim. Our old minivan is getting old. It's getting bad and stuff. Well, we've got Mrs. Country a 2014 Dodge Journey now. And I've got my vet up here now. So I'm going to do a little video tomorrow, show both of them off. That's what we've been doing today is picking them up and stuff. So we're fixing to get rid of our Navigator and our minivan. Fixing to sell it and get rid of it because it's nickel and dime is too much. So we had to upgrade vehicles. I've still got my old truck. I'll never get rid of my old truck.
Well, that's what I want.
What, my old truck?
Yeah, I want the dually.
No, I love my old dually. Hey, you have to talk to Mrs. Country about that. Boy, just hang on. Mrs. Country, come here.
I can't get that from you. You need it for your trailer.
Hang on, Jim. Let me tell you how this is going to work out. Come here. See her right there?
Yep.
Can Jim have that memorial dually down there?
No.
No. I'll drive.
The law has been laid down.
So, Jim, look, anything any further than right now, you're putting your life in your own hands and you're on your own. Everybody say, that's my princess. That's my sweetheart.
Peace and love to you.
And I tell you what, she's loving that 2014 Journey we picked up this morning.
I have one. Very nice vehicle.
And it's red. So,
TBN, before you go, hopefully you come back again and we can continue all of this conversation because it's been a pleasure.
Well,
we'll have it again next weekend.
Well,
all right.
I'm going to get out of here, guys. I love every one of you. And I'm serious about what I want to do. But, I know I'm going to have haters out there. I know I am. That doesn't bother me at all. Okay. But as well as I do, there's going to be people out there that's going to hate anything you do. And that's okay. I'll tell you what, like I said, that man up there, right there, Jim Trucker, he's been to my home several times. He knows what I stand for. He knows what kind of home I have. And I'm just a good old country boy from Tennessee. And I believe when I tell you something, when this
I've been all three of your areas.
So I love you guys. I gotta get out of here.
Peace, brother.
I'm going to try to go live tomorrow sometime. And 5 Speed, S&S, you guys, Jim the Trucker, Patriot Defense. I hope you get my notification.
I
I'm
do.
live and stuff, and do a live stream tomorrow, and talk a bunch about some of this other stuff. But let you guys know, I love all of you, regardless if you agree with me on some things. Look, we can agree to disagree on some things, but that shouldn't stop us for the purpose of what we believe in. Anything,
Correct.
2 people, 3 people can have 3 different opinions about something, but you know what makes us adults instead of kids is we get together, we discuss things. Jim the trucker might have a good point about something. 5 Speed might have a good thought about something. Patriot Defense may have a good thought. S&S may have something a little bit different. We can put our differences aside, like what I want to do when I get to some kind of a political office. Put our heads together and look, this is good, but this, I don't really, put our heads together and say, look, let's try this. If it don't work, let's move it around a little bit and see if it don't work a little bit better. But let's try something that Jim said, see if it'll work. That's what the American dream is all about, is putting our heads together and making things work for the dream of every American citizen.
Amen.
Right. You're right.
Guys,
You're right.
I love you. God bless every one of you. And God bless the USA. Good night, guys.
That will
Peace,
go
Good
with
night.
CBN. Peace.
Hey, 5 Speed.
Light. Yes, sir.
While you're doing research on that, look at Germany along with the Rothschilds and some various other people, where there was a bunch of canned goods purchased from Germany by the American, and we paid with gold and silver to get those canned goods. And when they got here, all we had was cans of salt water.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
When was this? When was this? How long ago?
That was right around the time we went off the gold standard.
So 33. Around 33. Interesting. See, they stole all of this shit from us. I mean, they pulled the wool over people's eyes. I mean, it's really disgusting. It's really disgusting.
I'll see if I can't find that and send it to you. It's rather amazing. The crooked things they have done, and you know who the Rothschilds are, and
well, the violations of trust they've perpetrated on the American people. Let's call it for what it is. It's a violation of trust on the American people.
Right.
Maybe that will help the rest of the people out here that's beginning to learn that, what's been done, because it is all in trust.
They were the robber barons during the Depression, foreclosing on people.
Yep. See, what they done is they forced the banks, and I think I know what you're talking about now. What they have done is the centralized banks. The centralized banks controls the other little smaller banks around, right? So what they have done, they call in the notes for your other banks, the centralized banks, right? They call in the notes. So they set all of this. So when these guys talk about insider trading, folks, they're all doing insider trading.
But they're allowed to.
No, they're not. Because they're in seats of trust. And that's what we have to get out to the American people. These people were entrusted to do the right thing, and they stole from you. But what the centralized banks does, they had a clause in there. They had what they call a drawback clause. That they can draw back on that clause and call in that debt within 24 hours. So the centralized banks goes to all the smaller banks and does that drawback and calls in all the debt. What's the bank going to do now? So then what happens is they foreclose on all of these people and take They take everything from these people, and then the banks turn around and buy it back for pennies on the dollar.
Which they still do to, which they still do to this
Is
day.
that what you were going after, S&S? See, we all have information. We have to spread this shit out because I didn't catch what you were saying at first. See what I'm saying? That's why it's crucial we talk about this shit.
Yeah, these same people were considered the robber barons of the 30s.
Yes, but every seat. Go ahead.
That's the amazing part, and I wonder if this wasn't some kind of setup to empty out the
Well, it was.
depositories or depositories. It might as well be a suppository because that's where we're getting it.
Right. So when we get back to that seat of trust where we entrusted these people to handle our affairs in this business we call the United States Corporation, right?
Yeah.
They've stolen from us. They can't get by with that.
Right.
See, they
we elect a new
manipulate.
CEO every 4 years.
Exactly. That's what I was going after, the CEO. Because you look at those CEOs, right? Now, just don't stop there at the CEOs. Then you got to come down here to the CFOs because that CFO is operating in securities. See what I'm saying? So the CFO is operating in securities, and they're monetizing your signature and trading your signature on the stock market in securities. Mm-hmm. So they're all like all your utility companies that send you a bill for your electric bill. They're in securities fraud, folks. Those are your dividends back from the corporation that we, the people, created called the federal government. Those are dividends supposed to be paid back to you. That's why they're in all capital letters. They're double dipping. That's why they're so wealthy. It's already been paid out of the trust. It's already been paid out of the trust. It's your intellectual property.
They're quadruple dipping.
Well, you're right in some cases, yes. Yeah, and many cases they are. Yes.
Here's a dumb question.
That's why. Go ahead.
If I didn't have $5,000 in my pocket, could I loan you $5,000?
No, the bank didn't loan you any money either because in 1933 there is no money.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. So you go down to the bank, and this bank just is a brand new bank. It's never had any depositors, and they can loan you $5,000. And they take your little agreement and they send it off over here and get 10 times that. And then it comes back to them, and you get to write checks on this account that has no damn money in it to begin with.
See, they're getting par value and giving you less than par value. It's called par value, folks, for the people out in the audience in the chat that want to try to reel in, because I try to like to really give you some of those key words. Look up par value. When you look up the word par value, you'll see the difference in some of this stuff. So I try to give everybody
that is a legal term. That is a legal term.
I call it
par value.
Par value, yep. That's part of that fractional banking system.
Go ahead, PD.
I call it bookmaking.
Well, I call it cooking the books.
Yep.
I call it racketeering.
That too.
Well, not to cut you off short. Get your final words in, because I got to get myself to the.
I'm good. Anybody going to continue this on?
I'll get you some more information on what I was talking about, and that'll give you a step up on what you're looking for.
Okay.
My problem is I don't know where the next step is.
Anybody going to go live and continue this?
I'm probably going to go dead and get horizontal.
Well, brothers,
me too.
I enjoy having you all here. We will reconvene next weekend if y'all are interested, and we'll have another panel. We'll have more discussion.
Sounds good to me.
Anytime, Jim.
Hopefully,
send me a thing anytime, and I'll try to get here, brother.
Not a problem. Y'all have a great night.
All right, gentlemen. Have a good evening.
Thanks, everybody, for coming. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button.
I don't sweat that,
water down on the truth, folks. Let's go with the truth, and let's keep continuing on with it.
Right on.
Good night, everyone.
Peace, everybody.